inverted, narcissistic, and most importantly, completely pointless. Come waste an hour of your week with The Starting Block, Friday nights Australian time at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. Get in touch with us on Twitter at The Starting Block, no K at the end. Also, subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts or iTunes by searching for The Starting Block, all one word, or on Podbean at startingblock.podbean.com. Join the blockheads, tuning in their millions, right around the world.
You're listening to The Starting Block on tavshow.com.
The following program is recommended for mature individuals and may contain material unsuitable for morons, cretins, and dishwipes. If you are a moron or a member of the PTL Club, please turn off your radio, because we don't need any more stupid, narrow-minded, pencil-neck geeks who wouldn't know the First Amendment if it came up and bit them on the butt. Thank you.
Okie dokie, roll 'em!
Nothing to rearrange. Sometimes you just get a feeling like you need some kind of change.
Hey, welcome to The Starting Block for another week. Big show as always. We got a big Santa sack full of goodies. We got story times. We got quality reporting. We got Unity Day. All that and much, much more here on The Block. Greeno here from The Starting Block. On behalf of the block, we just wanted to let you all know that we're all in this together. Well, except if you have coronavirus, then stay the fuck away. But in every other situation, we're in it together. To all of you on the front lines, those of you turning a footstool, a wok and a pitchfork into a home gym, those of you who have given your housemates a mental breakdown because you decided lockdown was a great time to learn the keyboard and the only thing you can play after 8 weeks is chopsticks over and over and over again. And those of you who are homeschooling and are now understanding the question you used to harass your maths teacher with of, when the fuck are we ever going to need to know this in the real world, is coming back to bite you on the ass. Just remember, like a 1990s Australian sitcom, we're all in this together. The days may be long, but in times like this, you can rest assured we will be here to waste an hour of your week, Friday nights Australian time, at dlive.tv/The Starting Block. So take care, social distance, whack on a mask, and subscribe to our show on iTunes. It may not cure coronavirus, but it sure will help us with our rankings. And isn't that really the most important thing right now?
Public Radio's loss is tavshow.com's game. You're listening to The Starting Block.
Hey, welcome to the starting block for another week. You've got myself Greeno, and I'm joined by a man. He's probably not paying any attention to my back now because he's watching the cricket. My co-captain Damo, how are we, sir?
Very good, Greeno. Good evening to you. Good evening to all the boys and girls out there on board the listenership. Yes, Greeno is correct. The cricket is on, and I just want to start tonight's show, Greeno, if I can. You know, we really care about the fans on this show. Like, this is the people's show, really. This is what
100%.
You know, it's what it's known as, especially in Vietnam, where we're huge in Vietnam. And,
good news. I saw our YouTube stats as well the other day.
Oh,
Quick
really?
sidebar.
Yeah.
Very big as well, I believe, in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands, is that right? Nice.
That's correct. The Netherlands. Let me double check the stats. I swear I'm not making it up.
I reckon
And
four people from the Netherlands.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Where were we most viewed? We were most viewed in Norway. My apologies.
Norway. Oh, so fuck the Netherlands then. Yeah.
Yeah, Norway. Big fans of us in Norway also. On the YouTube though. They don't like the podcast in Norway. Big fans of the YouTube.
They prefer a visual medium in Norway because outside is just white all the time.
Yeah.
It's just
exactly.
snow constantly. So, you know, they want a bit of color and vibrancy. And I mean, look at our set here, like our cartoon representations, our colors. Yeah. We're very bright and colorful. Of course, we'd be huge in the Nordic circle, Greeno.
Yeah, 100%.
Like 100%. So, yeah, so the cricket is on. And we were talking about last week, Greeno, we were talking about the Ashes. And I reckon I've mentioned on this show probably half a dozen times for the last 8 months, 9 months, ever since the coronavirus
another drop
response.
dash. Sorry to interrupt. Starkey just dropped on 22.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Yeah. Nice, Gary, for the promise
Nice, Gary.
It's nice to see him sticking true to character. This is the England we know and love from years gone past, Greeno. So, you know, we were talking about the Ashes. I've mentioned on this show for like the last 6 months how pumped I was for the Ashes ever since we started getting deep-dicked by politicians about COVID. And I was like, you know what? I'm sick of the COVID stuff. Bring on the Ashes. Just give me something. I want to feel like Australian. I want to feel like an Australian during summertime again. And Ashes is what it'll take. Now, one of our fans, Greeno, Insignificant Rube, reached out. Mm-hmm. He reached out on the Daily Boogie. He left a donation, Greeno, on the Daily Boogie. And he said, look, you promised in your promo last week that it would be less than 3% sport. And then you spent the whole fucking show talking about cricket.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I reckon we've banked a few shows where we've done 1%, 1.5.
No, 100%, mate. Yeah. We need to, if we're going to talk, I just want to speak directly to Rube at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a rolling tally, Rube. We average it out over the course of the year. So we got some credits in the bank.
Yeah. It's 3% on average.
Yeah, 3%. We didn't say per episode. We said 3% overall. So look, we've saved up all our cookies. We put the money away for this particular episode. The arse end of the year, knowing Ashes would be at the back end.
Last show of the year. This is it for us for 2021.
This is an Ashes super show here. Hang on, wait. Nisa's just skied one. Yeah. Damn, Nisa out 35. That was a great knock for Michael Nisa.
35 off 24 isn't bad either. And you know what? You know what I like too? So they're just punishing. This is just punish now. England know it. They're just waiting. Send out the next batsman and have him out there just for fucking 5 minutes just to annoy them.
Over.
Yeah, exactly.
5 more balls.
Fucking oath. Send him out and just go slog at it, mate, and then see what happens. I can't wait to see what Nisa. Who do you reckon's going to open with Stark? Is it going to be Nisa or is it going to be Richardson?
That's going to be Richardson for sure.
You reckon?
Yeah. Richardson's out and out pace. He's 150 clicks.
Is he really?
Have a look at this applause Michael Nisa's getting. This is beautiful. I like it.
So you were saying before the show about Michael Nisa, right? So he's come in because Patrick Cummins, the Australian captain, he lasted one show. And by the way, we Nostra blocked the shit out of that one.
Oh, 100% we did.
Because we predicted.
In the rain season episode.
That's right. We predicted as soon as this farce was announced, we were talking about it a month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. And they're like, okay, so Steve Smith is now going to become the vice captain. So if something happens to Patrick, because we all know that he does have an injury in his history, you know, once or twice, all right? So let's say the worst
before the Ashes, there'd be a bowling rotation, perhaps.
That's right. And then Steve Smith would, de facto then, like by default, become captain again. Like just kind of sneak his way back in. And everyone was going, that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And it lasted one test match.
Nice, Gary.
Now, admittedly, this is like, It was the most obscure fucking circumstances. So yeah, we talk about Michael Nisa came in with Pat Cummins.
Yeah.
Now the whole kind of rigmarole. So I feel so bad for Michael Nisa because he's been the 12th man for Australia almost like 20 times. He's got
Is that a record? Has he got a record a bit like the?
No, Andy Bickle has the record.
Andy Bickle, and he was a fucking gun player too. Andy Bickle,
Mm-hmm.
Queensland bowler. Not like he wasn't the fastest. Again, he wasn't the fastest, but he was a kind of like a bullocking kind of old school quick, you know, like a working class quick.
Yeah.
So he just worked hard. He was a real fucking grunt, and he would just he would nut out like 30 overs in a day if you let him. And he just kept going and kept going and kept going. And he took his fair share of wickets. He played a fair few tests too. He was a fucking very good bowler, but he just happened to be very good in a time when we had a lot of very good quicks. Yeah. So he was always kind of on the fringe. Like he just had to wait for someone to get injured.
We had some of the greatest Australian quicks of all time with Glenn McGrath, Brett Lee, Jason
Dizzy Gillespie. Yep.
Yeah. Three of the all-time leading Australian wicket takers in the pace state. Unfortunately, like him, Kasparowicz were always that next step down. Hill was a bit later, but look, would have played 100 tests. Yeah, 100% Stuart Clark. Plenty of that era.
Oh, our mate from New South Wales. Oh, the best shield bowler who ever lived in New South Wales, the quick. Oh, God, how can I forget his name? He was doing commentary last year, Greeno.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, come on. We used to have a whole segment about him every single week on the show. Oh, God. And how he would take like he would bowl 15 overs for like 12 runs every.
Oh, how did I forget Trent Copeland? Jesus.
Trent Copeland, nice, Gary. Trent Copeland, who should have played Test cricket.
Overs. He did play Test cricket.
No, more Test cricket, Greeno.
Yeah.
So because he got held out of that team so much because basically the attitude back then was we just wanted pace all the time.
Yeah, if you weren't bowling 150 clicks, we didn't want you. Yeah. Copes would come in at 130, but he bowled 15 overs for like 10 runs.
Yeah.
Take 4 wickets, tie up an end no matter what, and he was a slips fielder. Rube's going to be hating this episode, by the way, because we talked nothing but cricket thus far.
Yeah, I know. Well, Starkey's out there. Starkey's still out there clubbing it around. So, you know, all of a sudden we're up to 456, but some people would have declared at 400. You know,
well, we spent all last night and most of today texting about the cricket, and we were saying if we get 400, like we can't have anything less than 400. That's what we're trying to achieve here.
Yeah.
Somehow we've well past that because Nisa and Stark have just gone ballistic.
Yeah. So back to the original story, the bizarre circumstances of Pat Cummins missing the game. So he went out for dinner. And apparently some guy in the restaurant, was he dining with Pat or like was he just...
No. Dining next to Pat.
So he's on the next table.
Next to Pat.
Right.
Yeah.
So this fucking random arsehole who's on the next table next to Patrick Cummins, the Australian captain, he announces to the restaurant apparently, and as one goes over the head of fucking Joss Butler is going to fucking commit suicide after this series.
Hasn't had a cracking test.
Oh,
he took that blind to get with Harrod and then has been murdered since.
Yeah. He's a nice guy and a good player, but fuck, he's just been the cricket gods for whatever reason have just decided to lay the smack down on him for whatever reason this tour. But fucking too bad. He's a pom, so fuck him. So Patrick's in there with friends or whatever, having a nice meal, Greeno, and this random arsehole on the table next stands up and says, "Well, I've just tested positive for COVID." Now at this point,
that was later. So what happened is. Yeah, he had to get a random test when he flew in. This dude next to Pat, right?
this random guy next to Pat.
But they said, look, hey, it's just you vaccinated. Yeah, vaccinated. Oh, sweet. All right, cool. Go about your business. We'll give you a call. Yeah. So he's out there having a meal, rubbing elbows with Patty. And next day his test comes back, and he's like, shit, better call the restaurant. So they called the restaurant. Restaurant's gone, okay, well let's check who's been here. Oh shit. Who was in the table next to him? Oh, we had Paddy next to him. Fuck, better call Cricket Australia. So then
he goes straight back to the hotel or wherever he's going. He goes straight back to his room and he informs his, superiors in Cricket Australia immediately of the situation. And that's when things get interesting because that's when it becomes apparent, Greeno, that you can test negative for COVID yourself. You can be double vaccinated. You can literally be like a professional athlete, like the top 1% in terms of fitness.
By Richardson there.
Top 1% in terms of fitness, Greeno.
Yeah.
And it's still not good enough. Like,
Not good enough.
no. So my question to you is, well, what's the fucking point then? Because all of these precautions, right? And all of the, medicine, the medicinal treatments and all of the pharmaceutical treatments we want to, what is the fucking point of it if you can be in a restaurant and some random asshole on the table next, turns out they've tested positive and then that fucks your life for a week. So what's the point? I don't get it.
The point is to fill the pockets of the pharmaceutical companies.
Oh,
Nice, Gary.
So Paddy ruled
I
out.
think what Greeno was trying to say there, because we're on YouTube, Greeno, what Greeno was trying to say there, but he mispronounced it in his third generation Maltese accent, that what he actually meant to say was safety. That was the real answer. That's why they're doing it, Greeno, for safety.
Safety first.
Keeping everyone safe. Nice.
So Paddy's had to go back to his hotel, had to bunker up. Now, going back to my Nisa story from earlier, I feel so bad for Michael Nisa. He's been like 12th man a dozen times. I was saying to you before on air, before we went on air, that in all the photos, whenever Australia wins a series, he's the only one not wearing a baggy green.
Yes.
He also has to wear a baggy white because he doesn't have one.
Yeah. That's a crusher, because if there's like 18 pictures of you with the team.
Oh, Richardson's just fucking hit that out. Oh, that's a massive 6.
He's
well done.
What a way to start your test career for both Nisa and Richardson, because no pressure here, right? It's just
swing away.
This is their first, kind of footsteps in the game. They don't have the pressure of having the ball in their hand on the first morning, This is a perfect way. Look at Smith fucking pissing himself laughing.
He's loving it.
Oh, we have to find that there's a clip of Marnus Labuschagne. Actually, I'm going to have to try and find that. Marnus Labuschagne, Greeno, plays obviously for Australia. He's number 3 batsman. And he fucking talks. He kind of commentates himself while he plays. He does.
He's like, nice shot, Marnus.
Nice, well played, Marnie.
Well played, Marnie.
He's fucking hilarious. And I'm gonna have to find a clip now of Marnus talking, because I saw one earlier today.
They've just declared.
Oh, there you go. All right, 473. That's a good number.
That's pretty good. We're happy with 400. We'll take the extra 73 on top.
Absolutely. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
So now we come out for a bat.
A bowl.
Now we come out for a bowl. Pardon me. Now we come out for a bowl. So it's under lights. It's the perfect time, so they're going to be out in 10 minutes. It's going to be dark, Greeno. It's overcast, right? Everything's going wrong for the English.
Except for the COVID, where we lost Paddy.
Yeah, we lost Paddy. Imagine if Paddy and Hazelwood were fit for these conditions.
Well, I'm finally going to finish the fucking story, because what I was talking about Nisa is the poor guy.
I like stories about pinatas.
He's been 12th man forever. Hazelwood goes down. It's like, this is Nisa's time to shine, and they fucking pick Richardson.
Yep.
So poor old Nisa's sitting there going, I'm just never going to get a test, am I? Like, finally a bowler goes down, and then the COVID gods, the COVID fairy, came for Michael Nisa and sprinkled a little COVID dust on Paddy's meal. And lo and behold, Nisa's getting his debut, and he'll forever have a baggy green. So nice fucking Gary for Michael Nisa.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
He's in. He's made it, Greeno. He's away. Yeah. He's flying.
We can actually do a bit of show. So if you haven't already guessed, we're watching the cricket whilst doing the show. So this show is going to be disjointed even more than usual, because we're going to be half paying attention to the cricket, half trying to do the show. Yep. We've got a 10-minute tea break at the moment, so we can actually get through some show stuff.
Greeno, do you believe that there's already a video on YouTube? There's already a video on YouTube called Marnus Labuschagne saying no run for 10 hours.
Oh, so good.
No run. No run. No run.
So the clip they were playing, the no run is the funniest to me. So the clip they were playing earlier on the coverage, right, this Marnus Labuschagne, he never shuts up. One of the commentators, a former great of Australian cricket, Mike Hussey, Greeno, Mr. Cricket, he said, look, it's funny, but he would be really annoying to play against because he never fucking stops talking. So what makes it funny, though, for our American brothers and sisters who don't understand what cricket is, and I don't blame you, like it's pretty...
It's a gentleman's sport.
It's a gentleman's sport. It's a complicated sport.
Like, what do you mean? They don't stop talking. That's just what they used to, right?
Yes.
The US sport. They just don't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's unheard of in cricket. Yeah, you're meant to be quiet.
Well, no, it's heard of, but when the bowler, usually the bowler, which is the equivalent of the pitcher, is the one mouthing off at the batter.
Yeah,
because you're trying to intimidate them and whatnot. But he talks to the bowler, so it's not that he like talks trash or anything.
No. He's like, good ball. That.
He compliments them. So
like, whoa, that moved a bit.
Yeah, there was one where Ollie Robinson bowled to him, the famous Ollie Robinson, Greeno, who got kicked out of the England team for something he tweeted when he was 18 years old. That Ollie Robinson, the same, who's a fucking decent cricketer. I like him.
He's pretty good. Yeah,
I like him a lot. So he bowled one to him, and Labuschagne, like I guess it beat the outside edge. And Labuschagne goes, "Oh, that was a good delivery, Ollie." and he doesn't fucking shut up. And he was doing it to Stuart Broad as well. He's like, "Oh, nice one, Broad." He's doing the job of the England wicketkeeper.
Yeah, he's doing. Well, Josh Butler's got his hands full trying to catch a ball. So,
nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Credit to Marnus for helping him out a little bit. Going, I'll take care of the chit chat.
Josh Butler's
catching Josh.
Josh Butler's series so far is tracking about the same as when Jonathan Trott was facing Mitchell Johnson out here.
Yeah,
do you remember that? For again, another one for people who don't understand cricket, an Australian bowler named Mitchell Johnson, he was pretty good when he was young, and then there was about 5-6 years where he was really shit and like really dog shit. And he went back to state cricket and he kind of worked on his game. And we had a segment called the Mitchell Johnson Award. It was for people who say, "Oh, he's coming back. He's on his way back."
Yeah,
because we heard it for 5 years. Oh, this summer, Mitchell Johnson, he's on his way back. And guess what? When he got back, he wasn't back. He wasn't good. And but then all of a sudden he kind of comes out of the note like they opened a fucking shipping container and he wandered out, Greeno. And it's like this brand new Mitchell Johnson. And he came out and he fucking terrorized the English. It was fast and it was aggressive. And one of the players, Jonathan Trott,
the greatest Ashes bowling performance I've ever seen in my life.
That's right. One of the players, Jonathan Trott, who himself is a fine cricketer, like a very good batsman, number 3, average 40 odd in tests. Yes, very good player. He went home like halfway. He quit halfway through the series. Like he left the team because Johnson was terrorizing him. He was having fucking nightmares, and it was fucking rude bowling, Greeno. And it was like the kind of bounces, not the ones that go over your head, but the ones that hit you in the throat.
Hit you in the chin, exactly. Every single one. Chin or chest. It was so good. And it was left arm, it was splingy.
And all of a sudden, Mitchell Johnson actually was back.
He was back. And we had to fucking play 9 storybooks because we'd hung shit on him for 5 years.
One of these.
Seems to be the hardest word.
You know what I did in the lead up to these Ashes, Greeno? Like a couple of days before the first test, I went back and watched like all of Mitchell Johnson's wickets from that Ashes series.
So good.
It was so good. And that was Michael Clarke at his best as well. That was his best ever series as captain, not because they won 5-0, but because the fucking relentless savage attitude he took to the English. He was like, no, fuck these cunts. Because he lost that one in England and that hit him really hard.
Yeah, he's like, there's no way we're doing anything less than 5-0, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it properly.
Yeah, he always, I reckon, regretted the fact that he never won one in England. You know, because that's an Australian tough because he didn't have the best team either, but he got a lot out of that team. He was a decent captain on record.
Yeah, he's fine. It just during that era where England were actually pretty good.
Yeah, they were good. Strauss, Cook, Bell, fucking Collingwood was Collingwood was like a second choice number 5 for them at first, and he was averaging like 50 at one point.
Yeah, Trott, Flintoff.
Yeah, Flintoff was a hell of a fucking player, eh?
Yeah, and then the bowling lineup, Broad, Harmison,
Finn.
Oh, Hoggard as well.
Matthew
Hoggard was really good.
It was Hoggard, and then Finn replaced Hoggard.
Yeah.
Steve Finn, who, remember at first we thought, who's this lanky piece of shit? But then in that 11-12 series, remember the one they smashed us here? Like, I think it was like 3-1. It was the first time they'd won an Ashes series here in like 30 fucking
30 years, something like that.
Yeah, and Steve Finn, I remember, I think he played the last 2 or 3 tests, and he was really good. Really good. So they're warming up now. They're having a little bowl. What do you think of... would you have played Leach in this? I wouldn't.
Nah, he was dog shit. He was absolute dog shit in the last test. There would have been 3 runs for the Aussies. I think they did the right thing. They Why are they saying Australia were 9 declared? Weren't we only 8 down?
No, because what's he got out, and then he declared when he got out.
Richardson.
Was it Richardson or Stark?
No,
one of them got out.
Oh. No, they didn't.
Well,
he just declared halfway through the over. It's weird. Anyway, Fox Sports, fix your fucking coverage. It's only 9 down. I wouldn't have picked Leach either. You got to have another spinner though, don't you? Like, you can't expect the world's best batsman.
I quite like Root as a bowler.
He's great.
Yeah.
He's a good bowler. The problem is that now he's got 25 overs on his belt. And he's going to have to come out and bat.
Yeah, that's
right. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, if he has to come out and bat, they're in trouble because he bats number 4. So, you know. Oh, yeah. So they're going to be in a deep lot of doggy doo-doos if he's coming out to bat in the next 45 minutes or whatever it's going to be.
They weren't already at 9 down or 473 behind. Let's talk a little bit of regular show, Dame. I got a couple bit of story time for you to kick us off.
Go for it.
You play story time?
Stories about pinatas.
Good man. Had a bit of a saga with the home gym over the last better part of a month. So I had the gym for about 8 years there or thereabouts, and was doing a workout the other week, and the cable snapped. So thankfully, no injury. You've got several weights that could have snapped my arms, etc.
Yep.
And they also had a bit of the linkage snap off and shoot out, and could have hit one of my kids. Thankfully, no injuries.
So is the gym breaking down, Greeno, because you're such a powerhouse, or?
Just 8 years old. The cords just break.
So you've just worn them out because you're so powerful, you're so strong, got such a strong core, Greeno, that you're yanking the strength out of those chains every single time you use it. I bet the weights just kind of smack up against the roof when you pull down on the chest machine.
Yeah. For sure.
Holes in the roof, Greeno. He needs cathedral ceilings in his house because
100%.
the weights flying up there when he's done with them.
So then comes the process of trying to repair the gym. Now you got 2 options, right? You can buy a brand new gym, or I can try and replace the cable. Now I've looked at the cost benefit analysis, and I'm like, look, it's one cable. It's only everything else is in fine working condition.
Greeno, I don't mean to interrupt, but Stark's about to open a bowling, and Rory Burns looks like he has already shat his fucking pants out there.
Oh yeah, no, he's shitting bricks out there.
He is fucking shitting bricks out there. Huge.
Mitchell Stark.
And they're all fucking into him too. Look at this.
Yeah, Davey straight in. I saw Davey there.
So what's happening is the England player who's about to face a ball, in the first game, the guy who's about to bowl the ball got him out with the very first ball, like the very first delivery, the very first pitch of the whole series, got him out first one. And he's about to face him again. And all of the Australian players are walking, and they're just reminding him, Greeno, hey, you played that one well last time. Hey, watch that leg stump, mate. Watch out for that. I'd be saying to him, watch out for that leg stump, and then he doesn't expect the one that's just like hitting the top of off,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Mate, coming into your toes, this one is, mate. Oh, no, he's taking the pussy way out. He's at the non-strikers.
Yeah. I think that's why Davey was giving him lip.
Oh, dick move. Dick fucking move. Actually, you know what? It's worse than a dick move, Greeno. I'm going to call it one of these.
Oh, you cunt.
It's a cunt move, Greeno. Nice, Gary.
Rory Burns. All right, let's watch his first ball as Mitchell Stark comes steaming in. Oh, that's a wide. That's terrible.
It's a Harmison.
That's a loosener. You'll be right. Cost benefit analysis. There we go. Where I'm like, do I buy a new cord? Do I buy a new gym? I'm like, going to go the cord. Then do the research. Trying to get the cord. Only place I can get the cord, the length I need with the attachments I need, appears to be overseas. And then with the whole overseas thing, I'm still waiting for someone to order it in May for my son's birthday.
Yes, because Greeno, unfortunately, believe it or not, despite the immediate concerns of your gym equipment cord, Greeno, there is in fact what's called a shipping crisis at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of those crises where it's not actually a crisis and they're just drumming up the crisis. It's actually a crisis.
It's a crisis, yeah.
It's a crisis. So, yeah, you won't be anything you order now, you're not getting for a while.
Exactly.
So they'll just say they're like, well, too bad. There's nothing we can do about it unless you want to swim over and bring it back.
Not going to happen. Thankfully, though, all the stuff I ordered from China seems to arrive pretty quickly.
Yeah. Well, it's closer. Yeah, it's closer than anywhere else. So.
There we go. Yeah. So
and they own all our ports as well, Greeno. So they can just cruise the Chinese ships right in.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
Yes,
you know, you're an idiot if you don't order stuff from China now because it's
Straight from
guaranteed
China.
express delivery because they own all the infrastructure.
Exactly. So it then end up finding a place that does custom-made cables.
Oh, that's nice.
So, and it's in Australia. So I'm like, excellent. Bang. There we go. Done the measurements, sent off the order. Beautiful. So set it off. It comes back a week later. I go to put it back onto the gym and I realize the end attachment is too thick.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit through the areas I need to fit through.
Now, what are your fabrication skills like, Greeno?
Well, here's the thing. So I messaged the company. I'm like, look, here's the thing. Have you got a thinner attachment than the one you put on to the thing I ordered?
Right.
Because it doesn't fit into the gym.
Right.
There we go. 4 runs there from Hamid. And they're like, that's the thinnest we've got. However, if you've got the old attachment, we can reattach it for you.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
So you don't only do new attachments, you also do reattachments. That's
You can
nice.
do reattachments. I'm like, fucking excellent. I've got the old cable. And then I realized they actually, even though I just paid $15 for postage,
Yeah.
the place is only like 10 minutes from my house.
Ah. So you
So I
just
said,
do a little click and collect and you're away.
Spot on. So I'm like, hey, man, I'm not posting this thing back. And I just drop it off. And he's like, yep, bring it on over. Drop it back. Week later, the dude calls me. He's like, look, I've had a look at this thing. I can't attach the old bolt to the new bolt.
It's starting to turn into like one of those a current affair nightmare mechanic situations where there's like back and forward. And it's like, he quoted me $200 to fix the gym equipment. And then he said he couldn't get the part and he'd have to wait for shipping. But I know someone who fabricates them. So then I paid them. And then they said, oh, look, mate, there's a problem. We can't actually fit it in. It's one of those horror shows, Greg. You could go on a current affair.
I could. Well, we'll get to the end of the story and we'll see how we go.
Right.
So then he's like, he calls me, he's like, yeah, can't attach it. And I'm like, all right, sweet. He's like, well, what's the issue? It's which particular thing do you need to get it through? And I'm
Stark
like,
to Burns, Greeno.
There we go. We'll quickly watch this. Stark comes steaming in, looking pretty good. There we go. Oh, that's good. Right at the wickets there. Well done, Starky. Nice and full. Bit of movement. Looking good there with the pick ball. So he's like, oh, which bit are you trying to get it into? So I sent him, he's like, when you get home, send a photo. I might be able to help you out. So send him a photo. He's like, yep, just drill it out, the hole, to make it bigger to fit the new attachment. I'm like, excellent. Good idea. Now, I don't own a drill bit.
Not one?
Not one.
I thought you had drill bits and then you lost them and then you bought more.
Correction. I have drill bits, but I have shitty drill bits, right?
You have 2 sets of drill bits, don't you? Because
I
didn't you
do,
go
but
out and
they're
buy new ones because
I
you
did.
didn't know you had the old ones? And
Spot on. But I've snapped a bunch of them because when I've been doing other drilling.
so why are you what are you drilling for oil? How are you
just
snapping
random.
drill bits so
Well, I
frequently?
got this. Trying to fix the fence.
Okay, what's wrong with the fence? Let's talk about the fence.
Well, let's not talk about the fence. 'Cause I'm
Why?
still trying to get
What's wrong with the fence?
Fence is an issue with the latch, and I can't get the latch working, so I need to out-drill a hole to get a bigger attachment in there. It's a whole other schmoz. We'll do that story next week.
Okay, so you're breaking drill bits, trying to drill a hole in a latch for the fence.
Yeah, because it's too thick.
Okay,
So that's the shitty drill bits.
right. Okay,
I didn't want to do the shitty drill bits, so I was like, look, this is just a very expensive gym. I'll go to Bunnings. I'm going to get 2 things. I'm going to get myself a metal file,
okay.
and I'm also going to get myself a drill bit. So I buy the things. Just one. That's all I need. One drill bit.
But if you're going through them, why not pick up like a dozen or something?
Well, yeah, I'll explain that in a moment. So
I don't know the end of the story. Don't blame me for ruining it. I thought we're having friendly banter.
Is
Dick
this friendly
move.
banter?
Oh, let me get to the end of the story. The whole show is me interrupting your stories. Because if I didn't, Greeno, it would just be one fucking story from start to finish. And I'd go, welcome to Starting Block. And then at the end, I'd go, all right, that's a wrap.
That's it. There we go. Yeah, the Mitchell Stark party, which means we're almost out of time.
We're almost out of time.
So, don't go to Bunny's, grab the file, grab the drill bit. Now,
if he gets a hat trick tonight, I will bring back the party whistle. I
Oh,
guarantee
100%. Yeah. If he gets 3 wickets before stumps, we bring back the party whistle.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Richardson in for his first delivery, Greeno.
Oh, I'm about 40 seconds ahead of you.
This delay is fucking shocking. I should force you to watch my feed. So where's your feed on? Like, is it on a separate laptop or something?
No, it's on the same laptop I'm doing the show on.
I've just got a separate laptop screen. You're doing the show on. Okay, well, look at this because I'll tell you what, because I could put it on my screen just in the Discord. And then at least we'd be on time.
Oh, that's good.
See, I'm seeing it 40 seconds later. This sucks, Greeno.
Nice, Gary!
This sucks.
Well, hang on. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my feed back 20 seconds.
My way is far less complicated. There's no synchronization that needs to happen.
Tell me
my
what
way.
button you're up to. There we go.
I'll show you. Look at this shit.
Where are we up to there? There we go. We got a stream. I'm going to watch the stream.
Okay, can you see it?
I can see that.
All
there we
right.
go. You got to turn the volume down though, because that's going to annoy me the rest of the show.
Is the volume not down? Oh,
No, it's still going.
Okay. Is it down now?
There we go. Now we're
All
talking.
right, beautiful.
Sweet.
Now you're talking. So you can see. So now you can see Richardson coming into bowl, and there he goes. Right.
And there's the delivery I just watched.
Nice.
That's what I said. Beautiful delivery.
Nice, Gary.
So duck on down. Now get to the counter, and I only purchased a file. I had to pick up a hook, and I bought the drill bit. And I wasn't paying attention. I just swiped my card, walked away, didn't think about it. And then basically I get home and I look at the receipt. I'm like, what the fuck what happened there? Why was that bill like $80? I just got a drill bit, a hook, and a file.
Yeah.
I realized the drill bit, $59.
$59 for one.
For one drill bit. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this? No. I didn't realize I bought a $59 drill bit.
We like to have a couple of jokes on this show, and I like to say Greeno's cheap and stuff. But I would never pay $59 for one drill bit. I don't care how
100%.
I don't care how special it is. If I pay $60 for drill bits, I expect drill bits. I want a packet of them. I want a box of drill bits for $59. I'm not doing that much drilling. So what am I doing with one drill bit, Greeno? And then that's it. So every screw in the house that I have to do in the future has to be the same gauge as that one drill bit, because I'm not buying any more if I paid $60 for one.
100% correct. So basically my plan was then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use I'm not going to take the drill bit out of the packet.
Yeah.
Leave it as is. And then I'm going to try and get the hole big enough using a manual file to get rid of it.
Okay.
And then if I can manage to make the hole big enough to fit the gym attachment, then I can take the drill bit back and get my $58 back.
Okay. But would it have to be like a teeny tiny little file to get in there? How big is your drill bit?
Well, it was like a 12 mil.
12 mil.
So I was able to get one of the circular metal files, and they were all good. So we were fine. So 25 minutes after drilling, it works.
Okay.
Thankfully, it's big enough. The attachment fits in on my happy days. Fucking taking my $58 drill bit back. And
Richardson maiden over, Greeno. His first ever fucking over in Test cricket. Nice, Gary.
This isn't his debut, sir.
No. I mean, well, yeah, okay. I know it's not his debut, but I keep forgetting about those tests that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
I care about the Ashes. So
the Ashes.
What was it? First test in Australia? Is it?
No, he played in Australia before.
Did he? I don't even remember those games. Oh, was that in front of no crowds?
No. It was like 3 years back before he got his. Oh, there we go.
You got one?
Oh, shit. Sorry. Mitchell Starc just took a wicket. Your feed's two behind, and I haven't closed mine off yet.
Oh, no.
We need the fucking party whistle.
Oh, nice, Gary.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah, no, so who did he play against, Richardson, when he played?
Sri Lanka, I think.
Sri Lanka. So I don't even remember that series.
There we go.
Nice, Gary.
Get the fuck out of here, Rory.
Stark again. Look at that. He's got himself a bunny, doesn't he? Because oh, God.
What is the bunny? Mitchell Starc dominates with the pink ball.
I know, but Burns again, though. Now Burns is going to be he's going to be mentally wounded every time Stark comes out to bowl at him now. This is like Warner versus Broad in England, Greeno, because Broad absolutely hands Warner his asshole every time they play against each other in England.
Exactly. Oh, that's beautiful, Starkey. Nice areas.
It's developing that way already. Burns is pissed. Look at because now he knows Stark's under his fucking skin. They weren't even going to play Stark before the first test. Actually, you know what? I'm going to give a sorry book, Greeno.
They were always going to play Mitchell Starc before the first test.
Yeah, it was just chatter.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a sorry book to the England selectors, Greeno, on behalf of Australia. Because remember, before the first test, when they didn't pick Broad and Anderson, right? Everyone was saying, oh, you've got to pick your two best bowlers. This would have been so much different if Broad and Anderson had played. Now that I'm watching this test in this heat, and the way all the English bowlers, all the quicks were fucking stiff walking off the field. I don't know if you saw them. They were all walking with straight legs they were fucking wooden puppets, Greeno.
Yeah.
And including Broad and Anderson. Anderson was chasing one to the rope and he pulled up like fucking 20 meters short of it. And I thought, I've never seen Anderson do that before. So they were, after today, it was 39 degrees all day. They were spent. They were broken, I reckon, halfway through the second session. And they just took wickets, but they were already checked out, you know?
Yeah.
They were waiting for a declaration.
As soon as that partnership happened between Carey and Smith, that's what broke them. I think if they gotten
snuffed
Carey
them out
pretty quickly after they got Green, they would have been full of beans. But yeah, no such luck.
Yeah, he just came out and got 50 off 80 odd or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, there or thereabouts. Yeah, he played
perfect,
really well.
perfect keeper's innings. Like get a 50 late in the stint. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Perfect. He played the role perfectly. That's exactly get 50 like quickish. You know. Yep. Done.
Did exactly what he needed to do and short it up when we needed. He just played it smart. It was a very good innings there by Alex Carey. What was I up to? Drill bit. Yes, I took the drill bit back. Lazily, do you want to exchange it for anything? I'm like, no, fuck that. What am I going to spend $58 on? Give me my money back. So I got my money back. Very excited. Came home. Then I try and put the cable now back in. Then I realized I've got to pull the gym apart to get the cable through.
So what do you mean pull it? I say you got to get it through the tubing of the.
Yeah. So each individual roller, you have to take the roller out, put the cord through, put the roller back in, blah, blah, blah. All good.
Greeno, I can confidently say that the main reason why I've never bought a home gym is because gym equipment maintenance is just something I don't have time for, Greeno. I don't.
That's the main reason.
I just don't have time. Yep, that's the only reason. Yeah. It's because, the thought of having to get that weird little cap off the end of the tube. The gym equipment, they have these little plastic caps that stick right on, and you got to get like a knife in there and kind of crowbar it out.
It's fine.
And then you got to feed the cable through there, and I mean that kind of time-consuming busy work, Greeno. It's just I've never been a fan of that. So that's the only reason I don't have a gym at home. Yeah,
fair call.
Yeah, and because of that, I'm horribly unfit.
There you go. Yeah. It happens. The cruel irony. So
if only I had more of a penchant for busy work, then I'd be incredibly fit, Greeno. I'd be an amazing athlete.
So a couple of hours later, after pulling the bits apart, putting the cord through, finally get to the final piece, the piece of resistance, Damo. Yeah. I've got the last bit.
Payoff, the money shot.
All I got to do now is get the cord and the attachment into the hole that I've just filed. And I go to do it, and it turns out the cable I ordered is fucking 12 centimeters short.
Oh, nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
So I'm back to fucking square one. That's my fucking gym story.
That's a lovely.
I like stories about pinatas.
Cable I've specifically ordered 12 centimeters short. So now I've had to go back and wait for a new cable to be built.
And it's going to have to be shipped, I'm afraid.
Spot on, 12 centimeters. That seems like a good time to go to a break.
Why not? Fuck it.
Do you like your novelty comedy songs organic? Handmade with painstaking care, put into every note? Well, look no further than Irrational Times. Using only the finest instruments to create an experience that your ears will thank you for later. Irrational Times attempts to elevate the whimsy to a desirable level. New songs and sketches every week, so check it out.
There's a place that we can go to watch old things. All the warm, fuzzy member berries it brings. It's a special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Campy old movies and old cartoons. We hope to see you over there very soon. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. When we were kids and there wasn't any school, we'd sit and watch all the best cartoons, eating cereal until it was noon. We never thought that 30 years later it'd still be cool. Saturday night and cheesy movies, the ones that used to show us boobies. It's our special little spot tucked away on D-Live. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy. Enjoy the joy of Pessy.
Now with less than 3% sport content. It's the starting block on TAVshow.com.
Yes, welcome back to the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The impromptu Ashes Super Show, Greeno, because we're just so. I guess we're both kind of checked out of 2021 now at this point. And we're just ready to, kick back, enjoy some Aussie summer, watch the cricket. You know how nice it is just to walk around and see people like not wearing masks and stuff, Greeno. Little things, the
Change
little
pace.
things, little change of pace.
See, I don't like it. I don't want to see people's faces. They feel like they can talk to me then.
You're having too many conversations now.
Nice, Gary.
Well, I still wear the mask no matter what,
Yeah.
even in inappropriate situations.
Yeah, I see people still checking in and wearing the masks, and I just kind of, I don't say anything to them, but I want them to say something to me because I do genuinely, go into these stores and I want someone, because here now what you have to understand is, as of a couple of days ago, apparently, Greeno, the unvaxxed, they're allowed to mix out there with everyone else. The unvaxxed are now out of their lockdown.
Yeah.
And there's
free reign.
Yeah, at least for the summer anyway, for 2 more weeks, Greeno.
Less than that. Our numbers have gone from 200 to 2,200 in the space of 4 days.
Yeah.
Fucking the unvaxxed will be back in lockdown in no time. It's
numbers of cases, though. And, how many people have died? I don't think many.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're distracting from the fear-mongering.
Doesn't matter.
Nice, Gary.
This deadly virus is a risk to everyone and you need to stay inside. Okay, how deadly is it? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. I mean, people
I just realised.
it doesn't matter.
So I just realised Shane Warne's in commentary when Mitchell Stark took that wicket thing of beauty.
So you missed out on Warney. You don't like Warney, do you?
Fuck, he's terrible, mate. He's absolutely horrible. He is the most miserable cunt I've ever fucking seen in a combox. It took him 2 overs to start complaining about something yesterday.
More miserable than Ian Chappell, Greeno? Question.
Oh, no. Chiapelli is the king of miserable.
Yeah. But you love Chiapelli, though.
No, I don't like Chiapelli at all. I like old Chiapelli. I like mid-90s Chiapelli. Now he's just fucking old man yelling in the cloud, and has been for a while now. He offers
he's doing ABC now. Dude, am I wrong? But did he not once fucking mouth, like, didn't he once talk a whole lot of bunch of shit about ABC cricket at some point? And he was
Possibly,
like, I'll never work
2GB,
there.
Was he?
No, like Channel 9, because he was one of the guys who had a lifetime contract with Channel 9. And now And now obviously Channel 9 doesn't have the cricket anymore, which is still kind of sad, but once Richie died, it all fell apart, didn't it? He really was. He became the 12th man's vision of him. Without Richie Benno, the 9 commentary team just fell away. And then,
100% right.
Like there was no one there prepared to step up and lead. They brought in Mark Nicholas, and I miss Mark Nicholas, because if you compare Mark Howard to Mark Nicholas, bring back Mark Nicholas. I will, however, very much so. I'm very approving of Isha Gua, Greeno.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Big thumbs up to
Step
Isha.
back in time from last week. Isha's sensational. Isha doesn't get enough airtime. That's the problem. They put Warney in for 9 stints, and he doesn't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We need more Isha in the combo.
And more Isha on camera as well would also be appreciated. Like just putting
Isha's good.
Yeah, she is
good all around.
She's a tidy unit,
like
Greeno.
Isha. You think?
Yeah, absolutely. Don't you?
I wouldn't say tidy unit. I'll say cute. We'll throw cute at Isha.
Definitely a tidy unit. This is high controversy here on the show, Greeno. High controversy.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, you don't think
she's
so?
Fine.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not seeing it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't get it.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't get how you don't get it. I don't get how there's not anything. I don't get how you can't get it.
I just don't get it. I like her in commentary though. She's sensational.
She's also a brilliant commentator. She's really good.
Yeah. Like, I'd have a conversation with her. I just don't want to fuck her. That's just how it works.
You're so fucking subtle, mate.
Nice, Gary.
That's scary.
Chauvinist and sexist.
No. That needs a Travis
Chauvinist and sexist.
Should we do a story time, Damo?
Oh, yeah, you want to do another story? Why
I
not?
like stories
Let's do
about
story time.
Give me a
pinatas.
chance to kick back and watch the cricket.
Watch the cricket. Had a bit of a marriage moment last week before last,
okay.
whatever it may have been.
Ooh, this is personal. This is juicy. I will tune in for this.
So sometimes, the wife does some things that I feel need to be brought up in a wider forum, because I'm like, well, hang on, this isn't appropriate. And when I raise it with her, going, I don't feel this is appropriate, she's like, nah, it's fine. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it out here to the blockheads.
Yeah. This is what, sorry to interrupt, Greeno, but we've done this a lot. With, the condiment Cold War was basically,
Cold War.
That was a domestic situation, which then became, a participation event. And then I could take the evidence from the blockheads, who mostly agreed with me, 9 out of 10. And I could take that back to the wife and say, look, I was so conflicted about this, I put it to a poll. And I'm afraid to say that you are in the overwhelming minority on this one. I am correct. And then, therefore, then we came to an agreement. So this is actually a problem-solving approach that you're dealing with here.
Potentially, 100%. So had it over to a birthday party the other week. I talked about it on the show. And about a 2-hour drive, right? 2-hour drive. Now, the general rule is I drive 2 places. The wife drives back. Main reason being I normally
alcohol
end up getting
consumption.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
So, but on this particular day, I wasn't going to drink, so I was all sweet. I was driving there and back. Didn't matter. I'm driving over. Now, the general rule is if you are in control of the wheel, you are in charge of the radio. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
That's how the situation works. Now,
unless you give permission to the passenger, say something like, "Hey, why don't you throw something on? What do you want to listen to?"
Spot on.
But it's and you can
Now,
and that permission can be revoked at any time as well.
100%. If you're still in control of the wheel, that radio is yours.
That's yours.
So now we've made a lot of trips since lockdown ended, and quite frankly, I don't like radio anyway. So I said to the wife, "Look, you like radio. Feel free to pick whatever you want." Okay. Because second, that's half the story. Secondly, I'm going to have a podcast in my ear, and I'm going to listen to that. So listen to whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you can listen to whatever you want to, but I'm not going to listen to you or the radio.
Spot on. No. Well, I only had one. So, correction. I had the opposite butt in, so the ear was still open for wife conversation.
You had the ear closest to the wife open, but you're also saying, so I'm going to have my attention divided between you and the podcast.
Spot on, 100% correct.
So I'm not 100% invested in our time together here.
No,
I'm just going to pop an ear in, and I'm.
Let me know.
Nice, Gary.
So I thought this was a nice, equitable situation, right?
You
I get to
it's
listen
a
to something
fair
I want to listen
compromise.
to.
You're a rational man, Greeno.
I get to listen to something I want to listen to. The wife gets to listen to music she wants to listen to.
And we can still conversate,
we can still converse. Exactly. Spot on. Everyone's a winner. So the wife's happy. She finds the thing. She finds the station she wants to listen to. She likes listening to the pop shit. It's fine.
Yep.
Go nuts. I don't care. I'm listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
And as I look over, now,
I'm listening to a podcast.
As I look over, I see some disturbing developments happening.
Okay.
Because I'm like, whoa, what just happened there? She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, did you just change a preset on my car to the radio station you're listening to? She's like, yeah. I'm like, whoa, let's fucking back up a minute. Because we got the keys. Depending on whose key unlocks it, you have your own presets, right?
Yeah.
So if I unlock the car with my key, it's my presets.
Is that true? I've never owned a car like that. That's very fancy.
I did say, yeah. So my wife opens it with her keys. It has her presets. That's
Can I just interrupt the story just for a moment?
I like stories about pinatas.
But Jai Richardson is about to bowl 3 maidens in a row.
And he's fucking bowling sensationally.
He's bowling incredibly well.
He's missed the edge on. He's bowled 16 deliveries, and he's missed the edge on 12 of them.
These fucking English batsmen do not want any part of him. They are doing everything they can to just get out of the way. They don't want anything to do with him. It's incredible. I've never seen anything like it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
He's bowling good there, Jai Richardson.
He
I
is.
understand why they picked him ahead of Nesta originally.
Nice, Gary.
I like
Continue.
stories about pinatas.
So yeah, so the keys, the wife's got her own presets on her set of keys. And then she's just gone and put her own thing on my set of keys. I'm like, well, what did you do that for? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, you just added a preset to my key on the radio.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, you don't, like, what's the problem? And I'm like, well, it's my radio. Like, you don't fucking touch people's presets. And she's like, but you don't even fucking listen to the radio. I'm like, well, maybe I want to. That's the reason they're my presets. And she's like, when was the last time you listened to 88.3? And I'm like, well, not for a while, but the principle remains. One day I might want to listen to Liverpool Community Radio, and it might just happen to get the frequency.
You just want it there just in case.
Just in case. But it's the principle of the matter. They're my presets.
Yes.
Am I being petty here? Or am I wrong?
No, I think you can listen to whatever you want, but you can't mess with my presets. I think that's a very fair.
Fair assumption. Yeah.
Very fair. It's like, let's say, I don't know, you give someone fridge privileges at your house. Now you have, Greeno has fridge privileges at my house. I assume I have fridge privileges at his house. Like, you just help yourself.
Help yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, but that would be like if you gave someone fridge privileges and then they're like, okay. And then they got in there and just started chucking food out.
Yeah. So, or started filling up an esky to take home.
Yeah.
Like, no. Now you're taking the piss with the food privilege.
Replacing, like, just say you got a nice T-bone steak in there, taking the T-bone steak out, putting cat food in. And it's like, hang on, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, well, I'm just changing because I prefer the cat food. And it's like, well, I don't care if you prefer the cat food. In my fridge, the steak is there. That's where the steak goes. That's my preset, Greeno.
Spot on, yeah. Imagine if I started reorganizing your fridge.
Exactly.
And I'm like, no, the pickles now go on row 3.
Yeah.
And
you
the
have
milk,
you have read-only privileges in someone's fridge.
Spot on. You fucking good call. So give yourself a nice Gary. Because that's how the preset should work in each individual's car.
Exactly. Read-only.
It's read-only, no rewrite. And then if you want to enable editing, I'm going to fucking set a macro on that bastard. It's not going to happen. Michael Nisa about to get the ball for the first time in his test career.
Yeah, I want to see him. It's Richardson 3 maidens in a row, Greeno. Fucking nice, Gary.
So well.
He's had a couple of loose ones though, but they're just they're afraid to throw a bat at it. So
you wouldn't throw a bat at it.
He's had some hittable deliveries, and they're just getting out of the way.
Have a look at this crowd cheering for Michael Nisa.
Yeah,
right. He's this generation's Michael Bickle.
He's the feel-good story. So he's
He's
making his debut.
Career.
Yeah, that's
average
incredible.
of 24, economy of 2.84, 236 wickets.
And Jesus, best of 6 for 57, right?
Yeah.
For an Australian quick, that's very good. Like the Aussie quicks tend to have. They'll have a best like 6 or 7 or 8 or something, but it's very rarely in Australia that they do that.
Yeah,
because Australian cricket, Australian pitches are so true. It's like good, reliable. Most of the time, it's good, reliable bounce, and it's hard, and the ball comes onto the bat. So Australian quicks here, they have to develop different skills to elsewhere. Like, so in England, they swing the ball around, they bowl a little bit slower because of their pitches have a lot of grass on it. It's overcast, the ball moves around a lot. Here, not so much. It's about kind of power.
Watch Nisa's first delivery here that's actually legal coming up in about 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, Hamid just let it go. So his first delivery.
The first delivery there, he almost got an edge to first or third slip.
Yeah.
Here he comes in again.
Hamid doesn't look too confident.
He's fucking got a wicket! He just took a wicket with his
How are
second
you
ball.
ahead of me again? I'm missing it now.
Because I've still got the live stream up there.
You
Nisa.
son of a bitch.
Fucking well done, sir.
So with his second delivery in Test cricket, delivery.
He's just got a fucking wicket. Here we go.
Gone, wow.
So happy for him. That is unbelievable.
That's amazing. Nice, Gary. What a fucking story. So this poor cunt, he's basically been like the 6th man, except, the 6th man in basketball gets to play.
This guy's the 14th man. This is Rudy.
Yeah, he is
Michael
Rudy.
Nisa is Rudy.
Exactly. Michael Rudy Nisa, Greeno, as they call him at the Cricket Academy.
And they can never take that test wicket away from him. That's fucking so good.
They all walked in there with their shirts off, Greeno, and said, if he doesn't play, I don't play. That's why Patrick Cummins is on the bench, because Patrick voluntarily jumped the fence at a COVID, at a COVID safety facility. And started motorboating random people as he was walking around in there just to catch the coof so Nisa could get a game, because that's what a fucking courageous
Have a look at
captain
all
is.
these players. This is how much they love Michael Nisa. Have a look at how hard they run in here.
Yeah.
They love this dude.
Yeah.
They are so happy for him that he's finally playing his first test. Nathan Lyon, fucking nice Gary himself is up there.
Gary.
They've all come sprinting in.
And out comes Joe Root, and his team is 2 for 12, and they've got a debutante who is absolutely on fire.
And remember, and Joe Root's just bowled 20 overs. Remember?
Yes.
They're
20
minutes ago?
They are spent physically and mentally after the last 2 days, Greeno. And they're coming in at night time, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's all working against them. If Joe Root can nut out this till stumps, then he is every bit as good as we think he is. But I'm not saying he's not a good player. He's clearly a good player.
Best batsman in the world.
He's the number one test batsman in the world, Greeno, but he's never done it here. I've never seen it, Joe. He's never scored 100 here. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. Here comes the fucking rain.
Oh, wow. What a start to your test career. So he bowls a wide, a half chance, gets a wicket, and then the rain. Wow. So he might...
there we go.
So you're on the different feed, Greeno.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't get off the actual live feed. I want to see it as it happens.
Okay. You're such a cunt because you're like 30 seconds in front. So you've just given me literally 25 spoilers in the last hour.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was excited for Nisa, dude. I can't help it.
Yeah, I know. But we're not on the same wavelength. But yeah, so what was I?
Where were we up to?
I don't know. What were we talking about?
We're about to do Unity Day. We're going to do some Unity Day updates.
Are we going to do Unity Day? Whatever.
Nice, Gary.
Gives a fuck.
Oh, shit. He just fucking got another edge.
God, you're killing me. You're killing me, man.
I'm sorry, dude.
You're killing me.
I didn't share my screen.
At least go to the same. Yeah, all right. If you want to share yours, you share yours. You show me what you've got going.
It fell short. It's all right. It's all good. He didn't miss anything. Now watch it. Here we go. Jeez, he's bowling well. They better not be thinking about going off for the rain. There we go. We close that stream.
Are they going off for the rain or?
Nah, they're not. They're still going. All good. All right. Should we skip Unity Day?
I don't know. I think we should skip the rest of the show and just watch the cricket together.
No show. We just talk the cricket.
Yeah.
Let's go on our break, and then we'll do some sport after.
We'll
the
do
break,
some stats, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's go to break.
It's the JJ Stoner Spring Collection, the perfect attire for any and every occasion you can think of this season. Like we were in the mosh pit full of sweat and everyone's slapping, hitting, and pulling on you. This shit won't rip! Lunch at your favorite cafe? Brunch with the girls? These stylish ensembles will give you the confidence you need to look and feel your best. Or if you're getting arrested for possession, it comes with a built-in police stick-proof body armor. Keep swinging, pigs! Call now, and your order will come with a complimentary ounce of that dankest bubblegum slurricane that the South has to offer. Don't forget the wall tapestry! If you need to cover your wall, it works!
Hello, my name is Frozen Asian, and I'd like to tell you about my show, The Sunday Night Shit Show, every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Along with good conversations and laughing at funny and weird shit we find on the internet, we also have the Hat Cam, where I showcase my myriad of great-looking hats. Here is a testimonial from a great friend of mine who has enjoyed my hats lately.
I hope your next hat is a bullet. Jesus Christ, what are you, fucking Asian Dick Tracy? What's wrong with you? Why do you have to ruin my evening? Like I was just gonna listen to my buds do their show, and you just gotta do that. You do the show without the hat.
So you're not enjoying it?
No!
Dude, Asian
Oh, come
Dick
on,
Tracy.
secretly you enjoy it.
You look
No.
like you're going undercover in Argentina, but it's not working.
I hate you. I hate you. and I
Oh,
hate
come
your
on, you
stupid
secretly love it.
No, I openly hate it.
And there you have it. So, subscribe to the Sunday Night Shit Show at youtube.com/Sunday Night Shit Show. And hope to see you there on Sunday nights. Bye.
Welcome to The Starting Block. Follow on Twitter at The Starting Block. Drop the K at the end. Find the podcast on iTunes or on tavshow.com.
Yes, back in the block, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Our final segment of the year. We're going to do some Statmans. We're going to do some talk. We're going to kick it out of here. And this show's been a shambles. We knew it was going to be, but...
we certainly did.
Yeah.
Fuck it, who cares?
Oh,
BE
good.
saying, like, you should mirror the feed, but the problem is, like, if I put it on the screen too long, BE, we will get fucking insta-popped. Right?
Yeah.
Because it'll automatically pick up that we're restreaming something that we shouldn't be, and then it's like bang, like we might even get done for that. But it is there. I mean, like, see, there it is, and there it is, and there it isn't. Number one and number two.
Okay,
number one and number two. Okay.
Let's do some Statmans, Damo. Bit of cricket
Statman.
Statman.
Oh God,
I'm a scat man.
This has been a shambles. You know what? It's the last show for 2021. Who gives a
Yeah,
fuck?
you can tell. We phoned this bad boy in.
Yeah. You should wait until you hear the Daily Boogie tomorrow. If you think this is phoning it in, I literally have nothing. And like I normally, even if I don't think I'm well prepared, like I put a few items away throughout the week, and then I've got stuff, and then it ends up being a full show, because I can crap on about one thing for 40 minutes.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. But I'm going into tomorrow fresh and raw, and I have nothing. All I know is it's the last show I'm going to do for a couple of weeks, so I don't know what I'm going to do. So
talk about Ashes.
It's all about the Ashes, baby. That's all I care about right now.
Talk about the Ashes for 2 hours with the American listeners. I love it.
You reckon I'll be popular with the Americans if I talk about more cricket?
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah.
Imagine if you took some Sheffield Shield.
Yeah, and I mean, we're talking about cricket. Like, you're talking about cricket 40 seconds quicker than I'm talking about the cricket, and nobody can see it or hear it. That's that's a hell of a show right there.
A thing of beauty. It is
Put
a thing
together
of beauty.
one hell of a podcast tonight.
Richardson finally concedes a run after 4 overs. Well done, Jai. Alex Carey in the first test, his debut, equals the record of 8 dismissals by a wicketkeeper on debut. So well done there to Alex Carey. Geez, he's been good. Like,
yes,
it's nice to have a wicketkeeper that you're like, yeah, he probably deserves his spot, not just because he's captain.
Yeah.
Have we checked Carey's phone history though, just to be safe?
just to see if he's talking to anyone he shouldn't be.
That's it. Consensual dick pics. Need to make sure.
It's good. At least it's consensual though with Alex Carey.
Exactly. Yeah, fair call. The Richies, the cheering on Nisa. That's sensational.
It's good to see the Richies out there, man. I'm fucking, Richie Benno. It's good to see the Richies living on in his honor. I love the Richies. I don't normally care for those kind of, the blue-haired wig guys at the union at the Origin. I don't care much for those big groups, but the Richies I'll always love because when did they start? Like 10 years ago? Because Richie was still commentating, I reckon.
Richie was still around when the Richies started. Yeah, exactly.
So fantastic stuff from the Richies.
Now,
if we can get Root or Milan out cheap, I don't even care which one. Geez, like there might be how long have we got left? It can't be long. What, another half hour?
We've got another hour. No,
another hour from here?
Yeah, because England were way behind the over rate again, so they're going to have to extend play for 30 minutes. So we're not finishing until 10:30 tonight.
Nice, Gary. And look, I was
Good,
honestly...
We'll stay on the line after the show.
I was honestly... Yeah, absolutely. I was honestly a
Yeah.
big skeptic of day-night tests. Definitely. Like, I was like, no, because I'm a traditionalist. I hate the fact that the rugby league grand final isn't at fucking 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or whatever it was before when we were kids. You know, I can't even remember what time it was, but it was like just after lunch when we were kids.
Yeah.
So you'd watch like at 9:30 or whatever, you'd watch like the under-20s grand final.
9:30, under-21s, you'd have the reserve grade at 11,
Yeah.
2:30.
2:30 it might have been, yeah. BE would know.
And everything
BE's
was
in the
done.
chat.
Everything was done before the news at 6.
It was,
You
yeah.
had the trophy presentation, all good.
After the grand final finished, it would be, you know, the sun would be setting kind of feel, and you'd walk around the streets with your football and, you know, kick the football to other kids, and other kids would be kicking the football around and stuff. It was that kind of thing. Now they play the grand final 7:30 or 8 o'clock. It used to be 7:30 at night. Now it's like 9:30.
Now, mate. Yeah.
Now they treat it like a nightclub. It's like it starts at 10. It's fucking ridiculous, and you know I'm just not a fan. So when the day-night test thing was, you know, talked about for years and years and years before, I was a massive skeptic, but now I quite like it. I'm a fan, and it's probably because I'm working day shift now as well. Because like I'm starting to appreciate, believe it or not, I still think daylight savings is fucking stupid, but I appreciate now why people like it. But I'll always be against daylight savings, but now I appreciate, because I was out there earlier today, Greeno, on like 7 p.m. having a nice little cigarette.
Oh no, they're going off.
They're going off for the rain. I was having a nice little cigarette and a beer. Oh yeah, look at that lightning right there! Wow. Yeah, they're definitely off. They'll call it for the night now. That's it. Game over.
Oh no, I think they'll come back. They'll let the storm pass. As soon as the lightning stops, they'll be back out.
Oh, I don't know if they've got enough time.
They've got plenty of time. They're still an hour.
Yeah, but the whole process of going off and coming on itself takes half an hour. You know,
nah, they'll be fine because it's not rain. If it was like raining, it'd be different.
Well, some of the players are actually stopping and turning, and they're waiting. Look, they're kind of like, are we really walking off for this? You know, the Aussies definitely don't want to come off. The Poms are basically halfway up the fucking stand already. Yeah. The Bombs are already off the field.
Pack their bags, they're done. Yeah, they're the bus on the way home. Then we're done, right?
It's time to pull out a deck of cards, isn't it? It's time to have a little cup of tea, I reckon. 2 for 17. It's not pretty.
So good. Sorry, mate. You were in the middle of a stat man.
Yeah, what stat man?
Sorry, story time, mate. Story time. You're talking about enjoying the day night.
Yeah. So now I understand why people like it. So 7:30 at night, 7 o'clock at night, a nice cold beer and a cigarette in the sun.
Oh, wait a sec. Starkey's out here fucking breaking.
What's he
Starkey
doing?
some hand sanitizer. He's high-fiving kids down the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to do that.
Can't do that. COVID. What if one of them's a close contact, Greeno?
What if they've been to the restaurant with Paddy? We don't know that.
What if every single fan in this stadium was double vaxxed and wearing a mask and tested negative, but it turns out one of them is a close contact and high fives one of the Australian players? Would they have to?
Starkey's out.
Would they have to be out for the next game? Because that's the precedent we've set, isn't it?
Yeah, spot
Do you
on.
know what they're doing in the Premier League in England?
They're about to shut it down?
No, they're calling off whole games. There's like 4 games that have been called off from the weekend because of fucking close contacts with COVID, Greeno. So like,
I saw that.
A couple of the players are a close contact, or they themselves are tested positive. So now they're cancelling games again. We're doing it again. They're doing it again, Greeno. Again. I didn't watch the whole last season of Premier League football simply because I can't watch it when there's no people in the stands. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I need that noise. I need that sound. I love that crowd. You've got to have the crowd noise, you know?
100%, because the game's boring as batshit without the crowd. It's fucking nothing. Do that day night test. You enjoy it. You're outside having a smoke.
Yeah. Well, no, that's it. That's the story. And so I understand why people like daylight savings now. But
there we go.
I'm still not in favour of it though.
Still a skeptic.
Yeah, still a skeptic.
Let's do another Asher stat man there, sir.
Another stat man.
I'm a scat man.
The covers are going on. It's not a good sign.
That's all right. We'll be fine. Oh, there's a bit of wind. 6 for 6 in Ashes matches that have Stark, Cummins, Hazelwood, and Lying as our bowling attack.
Yeah.
We've never lost an Ashes match when that's our bowling attack.
Is that right?
After the first test. There you go.
That's incredible. Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Where was my other cricket stat man? We already done Alex Carey. Here we go. This is from Rick Finlay.
Yeah. I love Rick Finlay's work on Twitter. The man's a
he's so
legend.
good.
Yeah.
He's so good. Now, with the fact that we've had 3 different test captains for Australia in 3 consecutive tests, because we had
wow,
we had Dick Pick Paney, and then we had
why are you now calling him Dick Pick Paney?
Dick Pick Paney.
Nice,
Then we had Close Contact Pat, and now
they're doing Greeno on the coverage of the cricket. They're doing slow-mo replays of the Lightning.
You got to. That's how we pat out our time. As long as fucking Warnie's not sitting there talking about plum chicken or something again for 25 minutes.
You know, the way that lightning reflects off the frame of the camera with that nice purple tinge reminds me of a nice dish of chicken and plum sauce, Greeno.
Exactly. Fuck off, Warnie.
Chicken and plum sauce.
Chicken and plum sauce. He crapped on about that for 2 overs straight.
Yes, he did.
I'm like, talk about the fucking cricket. So
if he talks about the cricket, you'd be sitting there going, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Warnie, loosen up." Talk about plum sauce.
Because he's a miserable cunt. He just fucking complains about everything.
You just hate him. That's what it is.
Because he's the worst commentator ever. Good cricketer, shit person, worst commentator.
For you, in your opinion, is he better or worse than James Brayshaw?
Worse. Oh, sorry, no, sorry. I'd listen to Warnie over Brayshaw.
You'd listen to Warnie over Brayshaw. What about slats? So we got some slats news here, Greeno.
Oh, we do have some slats. Okay, sorry, can I quickly do the stat man?
Yeah,
First time since 1884, we've had 3 captains in 3 tests.
Yeah.
There you go. Last one was Murdoch, Horan, and Massey.
1884.
Yeah, last time that's I'm assuming. So who was the second one there? Horan. I'm guessing he didn't send any dick pics. Sent by Morse code though, like
to send a dick pic in 1884, you had to hire a guy to paint one.
Yeah, and then post it.
Just stand there with your dick out in front of this guy for like an hour as he paints, because it wouldn't be a female artist, Greeno.
Correct.
She wouldn't be shuffling around up there, doing man work. So you'd get a guy in to take a video, or one of those cameras that you had to put the fucking gunpowder in, Greeno.
Yeah,
like in the Roadrunner cartoons.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Can we have one of our listeners? Is BE in the chat? We haven't given BE any homework for a while.
No, I think BE was in the chat. And now he's left long ago.
Wise, good call.
Yeah,
good call. If he is, if you listen back to the podcast, BE, do us a solid. Yeah. Can you find out what the Morse code is for send nudes?
I think it's. Pretty sure. I'm yet to be proven wrong. Put it that way.
Nah, good call. You want to do a court dates?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to do this court date. Isn't this Michael Slater?
Oh yeah, we're doing Michael Slater. Michael Slater, former one of my favourite cricketers growing up, Michael Slater. Now commentator who Greeno despises. Michael Slater, former commentator. Yeah, he did.
Got sacked for being under domestic violence allegations.
Yeah. Michael Slater is soon to walk free on bail after his lawyer told Manly local court. It's always, all of these things always happen in fucking Manly, Greeno. Manly is a cesspit for professional athletes. For whatever reason, they all go to Manly to fuck up. Yeah. It's always in Manly where you hear of a football player, fucking punching out a taxi driver or, getting into a fight with a security guard at a nightclub. It's always in Manly, Greeno. I don't know why. What is it about Manly that attracts these people?
Hear me out here. Yeah. Do you reckon it has something to do with the fact that they're rich pricks and have never had to actually face responsibility in their life?
Could be.
Yeah.
Well, why Manly though? Why are they drawn there?
Well, it's just rich. You got to have a lot of money.
It's rich, but it's also like North Shore grommet surfy like apartments. People, uni students living in fucking share apartments and stuff. There's a lot of that going on there too.
Yeah, true.
So anyway. Michael Slater is soon to walk free on bail after his lawyer told Manly local court the 51-year-old, quote, slipped up once last night sending, quote, 66 texts and 18 calls to his ex-girlfriend despite an AVO, which is an apprehended violence order restricting him. So he slipped up once, Greeno, by sending 66 text messages.
Now, mate, me and you are best friends. We've been best friends for the better part
I just love lawyers sometimes.
Oh, 100%.
What balls? He made one mistake by sending 66 texts. Like what guy would say that to your face? What an asshole.
We've been friends for 33 years. I don't think I've ever sent you that many messages and called you that many times in the space of. I don't think I've given you that many calls in my lifetime, to be honest.
I don't think so
18 calls,
either.
was it?
No, yeah, 18.
I think I've phoned you 18 times. No. I've definitely sent you 60 odd text messages, but it's normally about the cricket.
We did 60 today, I reckon, during the play.
100%, but definitely not 18 phone calls. That's a bit excessive.
It's very excessive.
I think there might be something to this apprehended violence order.
Yeah.
Someone who thinks it's reasonable to message 66 times.
I want to know though. This is important. Did he send 66 texts without a reply, or were there replies peppered in there? Because if you think about it, 66 without a reply, that's fucking lunatic crazy. But what if he sent 66 after getting 65? You know what I mean?
No. See, well,
I need to know that ratio, though.
That's a fair point. But the fact that he made 18 phone calls makes me think that there was no response.
Right.
Because why else would you call 18 times? It's not like you call like, hey, can you pick up some milk? Oh, shit, I forgot this thing. I better call him a second time.
Yeah.
Oh, I better call him a third time. Oh, I forgot this. No one calls 18 unless they're a psycho.
Okay, and and also what's the time frame though? Because they don't put that in the thing. So what if it was 18 calls over 12 years?
Yeah, well, I don't think he's had the AVO for 12 years. So I'm pretty sure this is all within a day.
You know, I'd like to know. Well, if it's one day, then he's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. I think there's a reason there's an AVO in place, and he just got arrested for calling 18 times in 66.
Nice, Gary.
No, nice, Gary.
No, nice,
Give
Gary.
him a you cunt.
Oh, really? We're going to give him a you cunt?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to get some Marnus Labuschagne on the board too.
Oh, 100%. We need more Marnus. All our sound bites are now going to be cricket.
Yeah.
How about the ICC fining Travis for that?
Yeah. So this soundbite that Greeno's referring to, actually, you know what? I'll do this. This soundbite that Greeno's referring to.
Oh, you cunt.
Oh, you cunt, when he misses it, which is a perfectly natural Australian response to missing a shot, mind you, to say, oh, you cunt. Is it stumps? I think it's stumps.
Nah, not stumps.
Well, the crowd's fucking off, so, I mean, look at all the empty seats, Greeno.
No, they're pulling the covers off, aren't they?
I thought they were, but why is everyone leaving?
Oh, no, wait, they're about to get these wickets out. Oh, this is not good. Oh, no, it's raining a bit heavier now. This is not good.
Damn it, we're going to be robbed of our nighttime cricket now. This is
We are. This is not good.
Yeah, no, because basically for them to play more, they'd have to be done in 7 minutes. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It takes them longer than 7 minutes to get these things off. Look, the stumps are coming out. It's over for the day. So poor Nesseri just got on a fucking roll. He could have had 2 or 3 tonight.
Yeah, easy. Jai Richardson still only gave up 1 run in 4 overs.
Yeah, he was on fucking target too. Yeah, so what happened here?
Oh, you cunt.
Which, again, is a perfectly natural Australian response to missing a shot. He got fined. How much did he get fined for that, Greeno?
Oh, I didn't actually bother looking it up. He got fined something.
He got fined something because...
That was worthy enough to give them a you cunt, the ICC.
Fucking oath, it's a you cunt to the people who fined him because, hey, no. The audio, the talk on the field is not... It's never been for you.
No, it's there for entertainment. So if you don't want him to say it, get the fucking microphones out of it.
Yeah, turn the mic off.
Yeah.
Turn the fucking mic off. That's bullshit. So you can't start... We can't allow fucking broadcasters to dictate, the behavior of athletes while they're playing the game. Like, that's fucking nuts. How is that allowed to happen?
Whatever 15% of his match fee is what he got fined.
Yeah, and people will say, "Oh, it's not that much money. He's earning a lot." It doesn't matter. It's the principle. This is how these things start. We don't want our athletes to be fucking robots. We don't.
We're sneaking microphones in there and expecting them to live up a particular thing. No, get the microphones out. If you've got a problem with the bad language, get rid of the microphones. It's as simple as that.
Which brings up a dick move.
You dick!
Because even though Marnus Labuschagne went on to get his 100, he kind of crawled over the line after a couple of fucking lives, but whatever.
5 for 103, Marnus was.
5 for 103. So he was, it was the tea break, it was a drinks break or something, and they're interviewing him during the match.
Yeah,
and it's like, this is too much. Let him focus on his 100. Like, I don't like when the cameras go into the AFL games, Greeno, and they watch the players sing the song. I don't like that. Because I'm like, that's their time.
That's the players, but
No, but
He's
that's
roughing
their
a player at
time.
tea break.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh
good.
yeah. During the game is even 10 times worse. Don't get me wrong, but that's how much like I'm against it. It's like I don't even like them doing. They shouldn't be robbing the players of that time. Like after you win a big game or something, that should be their time to fucking celebrate. You know, at least cricket's. See, this is the thing. This is how this shit starts, right? Doing little on the field interviews when it wasn't before. Fining players for swearing during a game that they're playing because people at home heard a swear word. Like that cannot be allowed. We can't allow that. So, and that's how it starts. And now you watch in 5 years, they'll have fucking cameras in the cricket dressing room like they do football. And they'll be doing interviews in the dressing room because up until now, cricket has been very strong on when you're not coming into our fucking dressing rooms ever. Like we don't want you in there, and they've been stronger. But you watch, they'll just chip away. They're already giving interviews on the field during.
They were in the dressing rooms for that Amazon Prime doco they did in the Ashes.
Yeah, I mean like as a fixture of the coverage, like every game. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
okay,
because you know how now after a game of footy, it's just assumed that the camera is going to be in there, and BT or fucking Andrew Johns or whoever is going to be in the dressing room with the microphone, giving interviews, and that doesn't happen in cricket. But you watch, it will. Because they allow it to get so far, and the broadcasters, which are really being ruled by the sponsors, so basically it's the corporations that are raping sports for profit. At the same time, they also give them like a lot of sponsorship money, but what do you think they expect in return? It's the evisceration of tradition.
Is the price right? 100% correct.
Yeah.
Damo, let's end the show on the F1 farce.
So.
Mate,
Verstappen is the champ.
Sorry?
Verstappen is the champ.
He is. Now, I decided, look, it's the last race of the year.
You put money on Hamilton, didn't you?
No. I put money on Verstappen.
Oh, nice. Gary for you. Nice, Gary. He would have been the underdog, wouldn't he?
He was paying 250 odd.
250 is good, isn't it, in a 2-horse race?
A 2-horse race, yeah, fucking oath. And I got him before he got on pole either as well. So
lovely.
The odds were way shorter.
Yep.
But at the same time, basically, the situation has occurred where I thought I'm going to stay up. I haven't stayed up to watch an F1 race in forever because I just watched the replay the next day. I didn't care if I know the result. I just watched the replay. It's all good.
It was a hell of an end to a hell of a season. Apparently,
it was exactly. It was a hell of a championship. I'm going to stay up and watch it. And fuck, I'm glad I did because it was a farce. Shit, I didn't believe it was going to happen. So let's have a look at how hard Lewis Hamilton, and I hate to say it because we fucking hate him, was stitched up in this race.
Nice, Gary!
So Lewis was second on the grid behind Max.
Yep.
Off the start, Max got a really slow start. Lewis
bogs it down.
Gets ahead of him off the straight. All good. Gets to turn 5, and as I predicted last week, Max fucking drives straight towards Lewis, basically going to hit him. Lewis managed to avoid it, has to go off track, and as a result, cuts the corner. And then Max is like, well, he cut the corner. And they're like, well, hang on, Max. The only reason he cut the corner is because you were going to drive into him. You had to avoid the accident.
And you have to remember as well, the context of the race was if they both crashed out or they both failed to score points, Max would be the champion.
Won. Spot on. Exactly.
Because he had more race victories.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then Lewis ends up building up a 10-second lead in the race.
And you'd be at a 10-second lead, if you were Red Bull, you'd be fucking panicking at that point. You'd be like, this is getting away from us. He's getting away from us. We can't let this happen.
So what they did is they then said, Sergio Perez, whose tires were shot at that point, like, Sergio, we now want you just to stay out there and hold up Hamilton.
Yep.
So he sat there and just basically parked it in the middle of the road to hold up Hamilton. So Verstappen took his 10-second lead. There was a 10-second lead down to nothing.
Which, and I've got to be honest here, I do not have one single problem with teammanship. Like, I don't have a single problem with sportsmanship in F1. People there are people who are like racing purists who are like, no, he shouldn't be allowed. And it's like, come on, man. It's a team sport, believe it or not, Formula One. It is a team sport. And if they can fucking get their teammate to run blocker on someone and hold him up, hey, as far as I'm concerned, that's fair game. You should have had a better strategy. You should have avoided him.
Exactly. No, that's fair call. So then after Lewis passes him, Perez pits, Lewis then reestablishes a 5-second lead, only for a virtual safety car to pop up.
Yeah.
And then Max gets to stop for new tires at half the pit stop time.
Yeah.
So after that, Lewis then has an 11-second lead.
He had a hell of a drive. Like, he fucking drove the tits off.
But he was on hard tires that were like 45 laps old, and Max was on brand new medium tires. Then with 5 laps to go, he managed to maintain that 11-second lead. So Max has got to make up over like 2 seconds a lap, which is then out of the realm, and Lewis is going to win the championship.
Yep.
Then Nicholas Latifi crashes with 5 laps to go.
Ridiculous. So much tension right to the last fucking.
The full safety car is deployed.
Yeah.
And then Max is then allowed to put soft tires on and not lose any spots.
Yeah.
But in between him and Lewis are 5 back markers.
Right.
So the race control then goes down and go, look.
Wave them through.
Basically, until the car's cleared, the crashed car and the laps and the tracks all cleared up, you can't allow the back markers to get through. So that took 3 laps,
Jesus
3.5 laps. But they said, look, we don't have time to let all the cars through.
Were the commentators, were Mercedes legit pushing for, let's just end this under fucking safety car? Like, let's just cruise over
they weren't.
No,
they were quiet. Okay. Red Bull, on the other hand, were like, oh, this is bullshit. You need to let let the cars through.
Yeah.
So then what the race director comes on the radio to both the teams and go, look, we're gonna give you guys 1 lap to race, but we can't let the cars through. So then Red Bull's blowing up. And
one lap to decide the championship.
But then you've got Lewis on fucking 45 lap old tires and Max on brand new softs.
Why didn't Lewis come in?
Because if he did, Max then would have had track position and taken the lead.
And so exactly. Max would have stayed on his mediums. And Lewis would have gone onto his softs, but Max would have just stuck it in the middle of every fucking corner.
Well, no, because Max's mediums were only 4 laps old.
Yeah. So Lewis could have put the soft tires on, wouldn't matter because Max would just block him anyway. He would just drive into his front wing. He wouldn't give a fuck. He'd race over.
Lewis had no choice but to stay out there.
Yep.
But then, out of the blue, race director comes on the radio.
That's on McLaren, though, isn't it? Strategy-wise.
No. Let me finish. So then, after they've said we're not going to let the lap cars undo, they then changed their mind, or half changed their mind, and said, well, now we're just going to let the lapped cars in between Lewis and Max through. The rest of them are going to stay where they are. Fuck it. We're going to change the rules. Go nuts. So then with half a lap to go, they let the other cars through. Max overtakes Lewis and races over. Max wins the championship. Never happened before. So Mercedes then disputed the race result.
Which, to be fair, okay, I understand the first appeal, which was fair enough. All right, you appeal once. Everyone appeals once all the time.
Yeah.
But then they carried on like little fucking bitches about it, Greeno.
No, they've withdrawn their appeal. They're just like, look.
No, they've withdrawn it now, but it was like almost a week of just fucking whinging and moaning and appeals and fucking, we're going to fight this out in court. And it's like, no one wants. Lewis wouldn't even. Lewis is such a fucking dickhead, but even I will acknowledge that he would not want to win a championship that way.
And that's kind of what happened. Lewis basically said, guys, you need to withdraw
Let
the
it go.
appeal.
Let it go.
Fuck it. We got stitched up.
Come back next year,
Well, now they're saying Lewis is going to retire. They're like, fuck it, he's had enough. He's won 7 more championships. He's got nothing to race for. He's been fucked. He was fucked over hard in this race, man. Like, I could not believe it happened. They just flat out changed the rules because the rule is you let all the cars unlap themselves, right?
Yeah.
But if they did that, they couldn't have done the final lap because you got to let every car get past and there wasn't enough time to do it. So like, fuck it, we're just going to let the cars in between Lewis and Max get through. Everyone else can stay where they are. It doesn't matter. Never happened before in F1. It was a farce, Damo.
A farce. Dick move.
You dick.
So there we go.
So
that's the end of the F1 season.
Lewis wouldn't want to win a championship that way, but at the same time, Verstappen doesn't strike. I think he's happy to just have the championship next to his name, regardless of how he got it. I think he's more of that kind of a guy. Like he just wants the stats. He's like a Niki Lauda. He wants the total. He wants the what looks good on paper. Hunt wanted to look good. Like he wanted to look good on camera, and Lauda wanted to look good on paper. And I think Verstappen is similar. Like you can't tell me Lewis Hamilton doesn't want to look good on camera. He loves looking good on camera. It's his whole
100%.
fucking persona. He does cologne commercials in denim vests, ladies and gentlemen. No one likes being on camera more than fucking Lewis Hamilton, whereas Verstappen just wants. But I think, 20 years from now, because that was Verstappen's first championship, was it not?
It is, yeah, 100%.
And I reckon 20 years from now, let's say, what happens if, let's say this, and this is a possibility, what if that's Verstappen's only one? What if he never wins it again? He will
forever.
Exactly. And publicly, he'll never admit it because he's a proud, kind of stubborn European. But,
he's a fuckwit. Yep.
But 20 years from now, if that's the only one, he'd look back and go, I don't know if, he would have thought I wanted to win, like, crossing the fucking finishing line with the checkered flag and like pumping the fists. And he would have wanted to win it legit, but he won't admit it now. But 20 years from now, if it's his only one, he will.
Like that, 100%. Yeah. It's definitely a hollow victory there for Max. Not the way you want to win a championship, but
no one wanted Lewis to lose more than me and Greeno. That's the thing.
100%. Like I said, the way it went down, it was such a situation. Like I said, I had money on Verstappen, so everything in my gut was, one, I think Lewis is a wanker. Secondly, I had money on Verstappen, and I got to the end of the race, and I'm like, that was wrong. Like, it really wasn't right. Like it was the worst ending to it. It was the most exciting, but also the worst ending to an F1 season I've ever seen in my life.
I reckon the worst ending to a Formula One season that I've seen is Felipe Massa losing to Lewis Hamilton, and that was Lewis Hamilton's first championship, wasn't it?
No, wasn't that Kimi that won it that year?
No, I think it was Lewis because.
Oh no, it was Lewis because it was Jarno.
Massa, Jarno Trulli held up Felipe Massa. And Lewis, and all Felipe had to do, I think he had to finish 6th. And Jarno Trulli.
It was the opposite. No, Massa won the race.
Yes.
And the back.
Trulli let Hamilton go.
Trulli let Hamilton through. It wasn't Trulli, it was someone else. But someone who used to race with Lewis in the junior.
It was
category.
a Toyota, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So Jarno Trulli was one driver in the Toyota.
It was the other dude. Fuck. It's going to annoy me now that I don't know the answer. But yeah, someone let Lewis through, which then gave him just one championship point ahead to get ahead of Felipe Massa. And so Massa's family's going nuts in the fucking in the garage. And then next thing you know, like,
it was like on the second last corner or the last corner where Lewis overtook the other guy where he led him through and Lewis became champion. And that was Lewis Hamilton's first victory. I think that was his first championship. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. And he was still at McLaren. And
he was, yeah.
So, and Felipe, I remember Felipe Massa's dad bawling his eyes out in pit lane because his son had lost at his home Grand Prix in Sao Paulo in Brazil, Greeno. And so
there's literally a YouTube clip called Felipe Massa, the 39-second champion.
Yes, that's right. He was the Formula One champion for 39 seconds until Lewis overtook one more car. And while he didn't overtake that car, he let him through.
I knew it started with G. Timo Glock.
Glock, that's right.
Is who he passed.
Fucking nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Yeah, so that, things come full circle. Now Max Verstappen has won his first championship in similarly controversial circumstances.
Poor Felipe, he was like.
So maybe Max will go on and win 7 more now, just like Lewis did. He's not going to retire. That's PR bullshit, just drumming him up. Has he got a contract negotiation on fucking some?
No, he doesn't. He's already signed up. But look, what does he have to drive for though? Like, to be honest, he's already a factory.
I know why he wants because he wants to beat Schumacher. Schumacher won 7 championships. Lewis can't retire on 7. He wants number 8. He wants to be the best because Lewis is such a fucking arrogant prick. He'll race till he's 60 if he only has 7. He'll just keep going until someone kills him. And good luck to him because Schumacher, I mean, look at all the best Formula One drivers in history. They're all cunts, most of them, aren't they?
They are. Like, you look at them, Prost, fuckwit, Senna.
Senna was lovable. Senna was lovable, though. He wasn't arrogant. He was just Italian.
Yeah, no, he was Brazilian.
He was Brazilian, Italian, whatever, close enough.
Schumacher, kind of a cunt.
Schumacher was a cunt.
Yeah. but fucking great drivers. Interesting, Vettel, who we hated on for a long time, is such a likable dude.
He is. He really is.
He's really good. I've turned the corner on Sebastian Vettel now that he's not fucking over Webbs, the Canberra Milk Kid himself.
Yeah. And after he won his couple of championships, that's when he chilled out. I reckon because he was like, well, I've proved myself now. You know, that's good enough.
Yeah, he just kind of relaxed. He's good.
Bit like Nico Rosberg. Nico Rosberg was a prick until he won a championship, and then all of a sudden he was a nice guy.
He's good, yeah.
Yeah, like everyone hated Nico Rosberg. He won one championship. Remember, he beat Lewis.
Yeah,
he won that one championship. He basically didn't he retire the next year?
He did. Yeah, he got the championship. He's like, I'm done.
He's like, I'm out. I've won my one championship, and he was out. And now he's a super chill guy who occasionally does, pit commentary.
Spot on. Random stat man off the top of my head. I heard during the race weekend. With Verstappen winning, it was the first non-German, non-British driver to win the championship in like fucking 15 years since Kimi Räikkönen, I think.
Yeah, is that right?
Because it was Lewis, Rosberg, German, and then Lewis, then Vettel, German.
That's right.
And then Lewis, and then Kimi was before that. So it's been a long while between anyone other than a German or a Brit winning the championship.
That's incredible. Why it's like World War II? They never stopped fighting. So why are the Germans and the Pommies? Like the Pommies were never particularly good at F1. They had Damon Hill, he was okay. Nigel Mansell was okay. Hunt was okay. They were never. The Germans were better. The Italians were better. The Brazilians were better. But then I guess it's Lewis Hamilton. It's the Lewis effect.
He's pretty good, man. Despite the fact we don't like him, he's a good racer. Like the way he came back in this championship. Like again, I hate to give him credit, but I kind of have to. He raced.
It was all over 5 races before the end of the season. They were like, it's over. It's finished.
Over. Yeah, there was no way. Like basically, Lewis had to win 3 of the last 5 races, and he probably should have. He won 2 of the last
4.
3. Yeah. But yeah, it was an unbelievable drive, and yeah. What can you say?
Yeah.
Nice to actually be excited about F1 again for once. It's been a long while.
I'm keen to see how Ricardo goes next year. I've got big hopes for him.
New regulations next year, man.
It changes everything. It's kicking over the buffet table, like
it is, yeah.
Everyone starts from scratch again, basically. So
yeah, they've got a whole bunch of new things. Like the tire width's different. Like it's basically a brand new car. So this should hopefully bring the packs a bit closer together.
Yeah,
we say that every time there's new regulations, but
it's the teams who have been preparing for the rule changes who are going to be the best off.
Exactly.
And when I think
Mercedes have been having to develop, and same with Red Bull.
Exactly. And I'm thinking it's going to be a big opportunity for teams like your Williams, Greeno, to just come out of the blue. Maybe someone back down the back of the field might just get a hot car. That happens.
An Alpine, perhaps, with Fernando Alonso.
Yeah, that'd be a nice one, wouldn't it? I'd like to see Fernando have another good crack at one, wouldn't you?
100%, mate. I
love
once
him.
Again, Fernando, a bit arrogant, bit of a dickhead, but at the same time, want to see him do well.
Probably my favorite, I don't think I've ever admitted it, but probably my favorite racer over the last 20 years, which would make him my favorite racer.
I've always backed him up hundreds of times.
Have I? Because I remember we used to argue about it at first because you never really liked Alonso, and I'm like, he's so good. He's so fast.
He's good. I just don't like him.
It's just because he basically drives a Formula One car like a rally car. He kind of throws it around the corners. He's a madman.
It was that year when he was Lewis's teammate. And he was sucking because this rookie was doing just.
Remember when he grew a beard? So the team manager of McLaren there was apparently a rule in the McLaren garage: you're not allowed to have a beard. He hated beards. For that, I give him a nice Gary.
Nice, Gary!
Because I don't like beards either. I reckon beards make you look like a fucking homeless person.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
No, I mean it. I fucking hate beards. So I like a nice clean shave. You know me. So the Bruce, I guess it was Bruce McLaren, was it? No, it couldn't have been Bruce. Who was the name of the guy who took over? Oh, come on, man. He was around for years. Ron Dennis. So Ron Dennis had this rule: no beards are allowed in his team. Halfway through the season, Fernando Alonso is getting the shit because the other guy is getting the preferential treatment. And Alonso's like, hang on, I'm the cunt who's won 2 world championships here. I'm the man. I'm supposed to be the man.
I'm the number one driver here.
Yeah, but of course he was joining a British team, and they're going to back their young British fucking hotshot driver, aren't they?
Well,
every day of the week.
It wasn't even that year. It was just they gave him even playing field.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm meant to be number one. You're meant to be making him do what I tell him.
That's right. Because that's the culture. That's the culture he came from. The European racing culture, like, is different to the British racing culture. Britons don't consider themselves to be Europeans, I don't think. You know, they consider themselves to be British. And Europe, you know, people in mainland Europe, they're Europeans, and the British people are British. So they have a different approach to these things. And, you know, Fernando's used to fucking people rolling out the red carpet at that point in his career. He was the man. He was the fucking big swinging dick in Formula One. No one could come near him. And he was pissed that, you know, they were giving this young fucking upstart from dear old England, you know, giving him, you know, what he perceived as preferential treatment, which was in reality even treatment, which according to Fernando was giving preferential treatment to the other guy when you should be preferencing me. Yeah. So he got the shitty of that. And so Ron Dennis had this rule, like, you're not allowed to have a beard. So halfway through the season, he starts growing this fucking really manky homeless person beard, and he refused to shave it. Yeah. So he's getting into the race. And it was so petty. It was the pettiest thing I've ever seen a millionaire do.
Very childlike.
Like, very childlike. So he's purposely and he would constantly like get on camera with this beard. And, you know, they were openly talking about it. It's like everyone knows Ron Dennis has this rule, no beards. And here he is with this fucking beard because that's what a fucking petulant child he was. It was fucking hilarious. And I loved it. I fucking love Fernando Alonso. He's the best. Nice Gary to Fernando Alonso.
Nice petty child, Fernando Alonso. Nice
petty
Gary.
Child.
Yeah. Let's finish up the show with an NBA stat man, Damo.
Stat man.
I'm a scat man.
Tip of the hat to Steph Curry, now the all-time leader in three-pointers made in a regular season with 2,974. He did it in 511 fewer games than Ray Allen to break the record.
Wow, that's fucking insane. What?
Nice, Gary.
Hang on, how many games?
511. That's the equivalent of, what are you talking about? That's a lot of seasons. That's about 5-6 seasons.
Well, it's 80 games in a season. Yeah, fuck. Jesus Christ.
Unbelievable. Now, everyone might sit there and go, well, nah, it's fine. It's just because they throw up more three-pointers in the modern game. How about this, though? Career three-point shooting percentage in regular season games. Larry Bird, 37%. Yep. Dale Ellis, 40%. Michael Adams, 33%. Reggie Miller, 39%. Ray Allen, 40%. Yeah. Who leads the three-point shooting percentage? Steph Curry, 43%.
Wow.
Nice, Gary.
So it's not that he may take more shots, but he also is more accurate than anyone.
Yeah. So that bullshit argument doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, exactly. He takes more shots. Yeah, but he gets more in too, you idiot.
He's 6% more accurate from 3-point than Larry Bird.
Yeah, and like 4% more than Reggie. But I've got to be honest here. Like when you're reading it, when I heard Reggie Miller, a smile came over my face, and I thought,
I love Reggie Miller.
We both loved Reggie growing up. But when we were watching basketball, when I was watching basketball anyway, I've never, with any other player, I never thought when they got the ball in their hand going for a three, every time Reggie went for a three, I just assumed that it was going in. And he's the only player like that for me.
100%. Like, if you ask me for the last, 20, how long have we been basketball fans? We've probably been watching basketball for
our whole lives, pretty
much 30 plus years now. The best shooter I ever saw during that time, you asked me, and I didn't even think. I'm like, Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller's the best shooter. Yeah. I don't care that Ray Allen had the most shots. He actually had a better shooting percentage than Reggie Miller. Yeah. Best 3-point shooter, best shooter I ever saw, Reggie Miller. And then I watched Steph Curry, and I'm like, yeah, he's better.
Yeah, like the best,
he's just better.
Also the best looking, but Reggie was also like, he looked the best taking the shots, which is one thing. He was very photogenic when he would fucking get up real high and like flick. And his shots always look magnificent. But Ray Allen, yes, clutch player, but Reggie was the clutch player. Like he hit. I reckon Reggie probably hit more clutch threes than anyone.
Ray Allen got LeBron his first ever championship.
I know he did, but Reggie Reggie's whole career was clutch shots. Like
it was. I think the difference with Ray Allen was always like he was on a team with others, whereas Reggie was always
carried his team.
Yeah. So Reggie was hitting the shots because he had to make the shots. Ray could pass it to some players throughout his career. With Steph could pass it to players, but he was normally the man too. Yeah. Smoothest, silkiest, and not just like regular 3-point shots. He's shooting them from like 2 meters.
Oh
behind
yeah,
for
well
him, like,
behind. Yeah, just
and just doing it with ease. Like, oh yeah, like it's a Sunday stroll. He's fucking
well because he was
unbelievable.
an instinct player. So if it just felt right, he would go for it. You know, if it just felt like if in that split second you make a decision to go for a shot, he would just feel it and then go. And then more often than not, where other players would never take the shot, he would take the shot, and then 40% of the time he'd get it in.
There you go.
Yeah. I mean, 40%, getting a shot in 40% of the time is better than not taking any shots, right? Because if you take 10 shots and you get 40% of them, you get 4 of them. If you don't take any shots, you don't get any 3-pointers. So, fucking tip of that. Nice, Gary. Reggie Miller.
Nice, Gary.
So it was a stat man for someone else, and we just gave Reggie Miller a fucking big pump up.
Exactly.
Good on him.
That's the show. That's the year.
We're out of here.
I want to give a couple of quick shout outs. Big thanks throughout the course of the year. For the most part, me and you, mate. Me and you. Yeah. Thanks to you for everything you've done this year.
Me and you and me.
Once again, the year's disappeared. I can't believe we're already at the end of the year. It's been another fun year. We've been doing this shit for 11 years. Unbelievable. And it feels like yesterday we started it. And secondly, it feels like yesterday we did the 10-year anniversary show. Kimmy was kind enough to remind us that.
Yeah, it was last year, pretty much, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want to thank the other contributors as well to the show of the course. Jim N-Word, who's been a big contributor.
Jim N-Word. Nice Gary for Jim.
Nice, Gary.
I apologize, Jim. You sent through a lot of good stuff, and I just never put in the rundown because you've heard the show, mate. We just fucking make it up as we go.
Well, tonight we I reckon we burned our Vietnamese audience tonight. We got
Vietnamese.
Went through them.
Was it Norway? Wasn't it?
Norway, where we lost the Norwegians. Do you reckon, no? Well, the Norway at least. There's cricket around in the area in Norway, at least. Yeah. There's no one playing cricket anywhere near Vietnam, Greeno.
You know the sad state of affairs? Our top country was literally US.
Was it really?
It topped the Aussies. So the Aussies don't like us. The US, they like us. Norway.
Nobody likes us, Greeno. Come on.
Fair call, but based on the numbers, all good. Big thanks to Jim Manword for all his contributions. We appreciate you sending through the stuff. Yeah. Obviously, BE sending through
Unity Day Troy
throughout the course of the year. We've got Unity Day Troy, 100%.
Steph.
Who's sorry?
Steph. Give Steph a shout out. Steph.
Oh, definitely Steph a shout out. Yeah. Well, did he contribute this year though? That's the question.
Yeah, no. He probably could lift his game a little bit.
Just a tad.
Not one poll all year, I don't think. Not one.
Yeah. We did skip in that just for Steph. Never heard a shout out from Steph.
Never heard a shout out.
Yeah.
People in the chat right now, Jenny B, Wet Sandwich, Lucas R, the Minister of Fun was in there. BE was in there.
Big thanks to all our listeners who've tuned in
all
this year.
5 of you. Good on you.
All 5 of you. Yeah. We take the piss, but there actually is a bunch of people that tune in. We really do appreciate it.
10.
10 now. We're up to 10. Killing it.
No, I mean like around the world.
Oh, that's fine.
And 4 of them are in Norway.
In Norway.
Yeah.
And the other another 4 from Vietnam.
Yeah.
2 from everywhere else.
Yep.
But yeah, big thanks to everyone tuning in and listening to our bullshit for another year. What do you think? 2 weeks off?
2 weeks off, yeah.
Yeah, we're off for Christmas Eve, off for New Year's Eve.
Yep. So because Christmas Eve would be our next show, so we're not doing that. And then obviously a week later is New Year's Eve. We're not doing that. And tomorrow,
this is your first New Year's Eve off, isn't it?
Yeah, for years. And it's my first Christmas, so I'm getting like the full Christmas treatment. Actually, we can do a little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Nice, Gary.
But I can give you a little story time, Greeno, because myself and Lady Boogs, we were talking about the eternal question, something that I've not had to deal with ever in the last sort of, like I said, 15 years or so. The Christmas grog situation, Greeno.
Okay.
Because
okay, fuck it, we're not ending the show because I got a story time after it.
Well, okay, so here's my story. So I was discussing it, and I've never had to really worry because normally I'm working over Christmas, so I don't have to make any preparations for the Christmas grog. But this time, for the first time, it's not even just 2 days. I've got like 4 days now because Christmas is Boxing Day, is Saturday, Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, public holiday. So now I've got to get Christmas grog, Greeno, for 4 days worth. So I'm doing some calculations, and the Lady Boogs comes up with an idea, and she says, "Look, listen here. Take it from a pro. Take it from someone who's done the Christmas grog run every year when you're working. Here's what you want to do." She says, "You don't want to go to the store. You do not want to go to the shop to get the Christmas grog. What you want to do is book it and then pay fucking $15 or whatever it is to get like the personal delivery time slot." And she's like, load up and get it and pay the extra. Now you're not going to pay the extra 15, but I'm
not
like,
paying the 15.
I'm like, shut up and take my money. If it shows up on my doorstep, just say I get an allocated time slot between say like 4 and 4:30 p.m. Greeno on a Tuesday afternoon when Christmas Eve is on Friday, and they want an extra $15 for that, I will fucking throw the money at them. Here, take it. Take 20. Keep the change. Thank you for the convenience. So that's what I'm going for this year.
Nice, Gary.
And I'm gonna load the fuck up because we've got 4 days, Greeno, and cricket for 3 of them. So it's gonna be a hell of a time. Usually you only get Boxing Day test, you get 1 day, and then you go back to work. Now we've got 3 days. The game could be over in 3 days. Who knows?
At this rate, definitely.
Yeah.
You're right. You're 100%. I'm going to do a Greeno story time here. Interesting math.
Yeah, story.
I like stories about pinatas.
You have to do the grog math, right? So Greeno story time is similar situation. I was like, look, but I'm not paying the $15. I'm getting in early.
Sorry, Greeno. Jenny B in the chat asking, what the fuck is grog? Is a grog?
Good call.
Nice, Gary.
Australian slang for beer.
I think
alcohol.
it's pommy slang, actually, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah.
There we go. Whatever it may be, that's the term for alcohol.
I think sailors used to drink it once upon a time.
Potentially.
So I could be wrong, but I think it's like rum and water mixed together.
Could be.
So they would put water in the rum. They would put rum in the water to get the diseases out of the water, or put water in the rum to make the rum last longer. One or the other. And they would call that mixture grog. I think that's what it is. So nice, Gary.
We refer to it in Australia as
grog.
Any kind of booze.
Yeah, any booze, any piss. Yeah. Greeno. It's either grog or piss.
Or piss or booze.
Piss.
Yeah. So I did my math earlier in the week because I refused to pay $15 for a thing. So I get in early. I just load up.
Yeah.
So I had to work it out. So you were kind enough to invite me to your joint on Boxing Day.
Yes.
So I then had to do the math on
cricket.
Potential drinking situations over the course of the Christmas.
I've got you covered. When you come here, I've got you covered.
Excellent. Well, that's good to know. But I counted you in just to be safe, which means I've got more booze here. So basically what I did is I'm like,
you can never have too much.
Never too much. So I'm like, I've got Christmas Eve that I do my daughter, my son, my wife. We have our Christmas on Christmas Eve, so I need drinks for that.
Yeah, and you've got your Christmas on Christmas Eve because otherwise you would be fucking Christmas Day for Greeno because what you have to understand is Greeno has children and the children have grandparents and all the grandparents want the children for the Christmas because the grandparents buy the presents for the children for the Christmas. So his Christmas days for the last 5 or 6 years have just been driving from one place to another because the two sets of parents live so fucking far apart. And now you live so far apart from both of them.
I live further away from all of them.
You've got like 10 hours. You've got 10 hours on the road on Christmas Day. That's horrifying, mate.
I did a count last year because my wife was sick, and basically my last year's Christmas I was by myself with the kids, which is fine. Yeah. But I didn't want to leave my wife at home all day sick without celebrating Christmas. So my Christmas Day involved Christmas here, then driving to my in-laws' place, then driving back from my in-laws' place back to have afternoon tea with my wife, eating the Christmas lunch we just ate at my in-laws' place, to then driving all the way to my sister's place with both kids, then driving back the next day with both the kids. So I think I end up counting. I end up doing, in the space of 24 hours, I did 14 hours of driving, something close to that.
That's nuts.
To make sure everyone had a good Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucking nice guy, by the way. Nice Gary to Greeno.
Nice Gary.
You are the penultimate family man, Greeno.
As if I could fucking leave my wife here sick. It was horrible. She missed out with all the kids. But so anyway, I did the math. I was like, look, I need Christmas Eve with the kids and the wife. Then I've got Christmas Day. I've got the in-laws.
Greeno, Lucas R in the chat says, "Oh fuck that! They both get the same day. Put the presents in the car, Grandpa." Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary.
Line up the fucking the grandparents. No, you come here, you lazy old cunt.
I like it. So I got the in-laws in the morning.
I don't care if you are retired and got a broken hip. You will make the 2-hour drive to see your grandchildren, you old prick. You inconsiderate old cunt.
So I got
Merry Christmas.
In-laws in the morning for the lunch, which means I need beers for that. Yeah. Then I got the beers with my family in the evening. Then on Boxing Day, I was spending the day with mum and dad and yourself.
Yeah.
So then I need beers for that.
Yeah.
Then I was spending the day after that at my uncle's joint
Monday.
for a family catch up.
Yep.
The Monday, which means I need beer for that.
Is that the golf uncle?
That is.
I like the golf uncle. Say hello for me.
He's a good man. Well, that got canned today, unfortunately.
Oh, really? Did it?
Yeah, my auntie, once again, we're completely off track and now just talking personal shit. She fucked up a leg, and it's so bad that she, they're just like, we can't have anyone over here. Yeah, so bad. So that got canned. But anyway, I'd already bought the beers for that day just to be safe. Yeah. So I did the math. So I'm now looking at 6 cases of beer.
So you're going to have to double up on Christmas Day and Boxing Day, Greeno. You're going to have to sink twice as much piss.
Well, my theory is I've got backup. Oh, no, sorry. And then I also had to buy for New Year's as well.
Of course. I bought
beers for that. So I'm looking at 6 cases, which brings me to the question. Yeah. In your math with the order. So I did that all for free. Yeah. Well, not free. The beers I had to pay for. Yeah. I had no delivery, but I did the order early. Mm-hmm. How many cases have you estimated for your Christmas grog consumption?
Oh, now see, this is the tricky part, Greeno. That's a nice, Gary. That's a good question because I'm just going to hang on. You know what? Let me just grab a beverage. Oh, no, you know what? I can just pour one right here because we're going way overtime. Who gives a fuck, man?
Remember when the show was about to end about an hour ago and the cricket stopped? We're like, fuck it, we'll do a show now.
Yeah, now we've started the actual show. Welcome to the starting block, everyone. It's good to have you.
We're going to go to Unity Day in a minute.
Unity Day. See, I can't measure it in cases because I like to buy, you know me, I like to buy a spread. I like the Werther's original approach to alcohol consumption. Okay. So right now I've just poured myself a glass of wine. I have 2 empty Wild Turkey and cola cans and an empty Crown Lager sitting in front of me. Okay. And a glass of wine. So
you're going to mix. You need an open blend. Okay.
I'm definitely thinking a 6-pack box of sparkling Shiraz. That's definitely going to be on the cards.
I know you're a fan of the Shiraz, yeah.
I like I really like sparkling Shiraz cold out of the fridge in a hot Australian summer.
You're a fan.
Nothing fucking better. When you're cooking a barbecue and you've got like icy cold sparkling Shiraz coming out and it's 35 to 40 degrees outside, and you got like the nice red meat, Greeno. I like to put a couple of little kebabs on the barbecue first while the steak is cooking. So give everyone a little bit of finger food, Greeno. Have a kebab each. And you have that with your red wine. It's fucking cracking, mate. It's the crack. So I think there's going to be a 6-pack, a box of Shiraz, sparkling Shiraz. And then when we get to the case situation, it's a tough one because I'm someone who'll buy a lot of cases and then halfway through the second one go, oh, I don't even want any more beer. I think I'm going to drink bourbon and Cokes now. Or I think I'm going to drink red wine now or vodka. I'll drink vodka and orange juice all day, some days. So there's going to have to be some mimosa.
You don't want to run out of beer though. That's the thing.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to run out. Beer has to be the constant.
That's why I've got 6 cases,
the underlying foundation.
Yeah, just for safety purposes. I'm like, because I said to my dad, because he's like, oh, I'll get a case in for Christmas. I'm like, no, you need more than that. Yeah. So what do you mean? I'm like, well, you've got me, you got my brother-in-w, like,
and you'll go through them.
We'll drink a case in the day, and then if we're going to spend the day on Boxing Day at your joint, we'll drink that easy.
You, Fergo, and your old man could polish off a case in 2 hours, I reckon. No problem.
Mate, I drink 12 myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, easy. Yeah. So I've already put in my notice.
I'm thinking 3-4 cases, right? So here's what I'm thinking. 3-4 cases. I want mimosa products. I'm going to have to buy like maybe
have those,
5 or 6 liters of orange juice and maybe half a dozen, cheap champagne and then half a dozen, decent Shiraz. And then I'll probably buy some, maybe a couple of 10-packs of Wild Turkey mixes. So I reckon all up, it's probably going to be like $250-$300 worth of piss for 4 days.
My shop,
but there'll be leftovers. It's like Christmas lunch, Greeno. You have alcohol leftovers.
They're gonna get finished eventually. Yeah, my shop wasn't far off that dollar value because similar thing. I went 6 cases of beer. And then
what beer did you get? 6 of the same? Because I'll probably get 3 different cases.
6 of the same, man. 150 lash. That's all I drink.
Yep. Is that it? So that's what I've got to stop.
That and Budweiser.
Okay.
Yeah, that and Budweiser. That's all I drink. Then the wife likes mojitos.
Fussy, aren't you?
So I got mojito mix.
You're fussy, aren't you, Greeno? So I was gonna throw some piss on for you, and you're like, nope. 150 lashes and Budweiser is all I drink. And I'm like, well,
That's
now I have to
why
go
I'm-
out and buy some fucking 150 lashes or Budweiser for this.
You
cunt.
don't, because I'm going to bring over one of the 6
bring
cases.
it. You can't bring it. I invited you.
I'm bringing it anyway.
I invited you.
We'll be there.
Okay.
We got the mojitos. My wife's a fan of the mojitos, so I got that for the New Year's period. So I've got to get that. Personally, you've heard me a fan of the hot toddies, so I had to get some whiskey. So I got to get that on board. And then it's always nice to have a couple of bottles of nice red wine.
Hot toddies, mate. You and your fucking hot toddy. Greeno, there's a comment in the chat from Wet Sandwich, who is an American listener. Budweiser.
That's how late we've gone on this show.
Yeah, Budweiser. Oh no, I love Budweiser. I love it. It's probably one of the ones I buy the most. But the red label, none of that Bud Light shit or anything like that. Just classic.
Shit. We need the red label. Bud.
Classic, traditional, like the original Budweiser is fucking delicious, and I reckon it's probably my favorite American beer, to be honest.
100% agree. I drank every American beer possible when I went to the US.
Yep.
And at the end of it, I'm like, most of it is wet piss, and I'm just going to drink Budweiser from here on.
Bud to me is very similar. It's not taste wise, but feel wise to Tui's Extra Dry. It's very familiar.
Not quite an extra dry, but I see where you're coming from.
It's light. It's light like an extra dry.
It's light. You can sink them. Yeah. Next thing you know, I went on
4X.
I was on holidays.
The 4X Summers, Greeno. Have you had them?
Yeah, I have had those. I had them on my first ever family holiday.
Yep.
But the Buds I had, what was it? A couple of years back, I went on my beach holiday.
Yeah.
And it was like Super Bowl time. So whenever I get into American time, like American sports, I got to drink the Buds. And I went through a case in a day.
Yeah.
Just kind of like sitting them back watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because they were so light. I'm like, oh, hello, boys. Hammered by the end, but you're talking Super Bowl in Australia starts at like 9 in the morning.
Budweiser, let me put it this way, because Americans, some Americans might like Budweiser, but it's a bit like each town has their own fucking favorite beer over there, So I would put it this way. Budweiser is the best beer for Australians to drink in Australian summer conditions. Like an icy cold Budweiser when it's really fucking hot outside, it's really good. They're a really good beer for that. Better than Coors and better than the other big
Miller's.
Better than Miller's. Miller's is probably second best though.
That's the only other one I've drunk that I'm like, I can handle this.
Yeah.
It's fine, I'll drink a Miller's.
Coors, I'm not a fan necessarily. It's okay. It's
if you have to.
Yeah, if
there's no choice, but
no. So you get the same one. I get all different beers. Like I bought Crownies just not long ago, Greeno. Nice little story time.
I like stories about pinatas.
Yeah, you know why? Because I where I've been buying my beers lately is your old place of employment. No need to mention the name or anything. But you know the place.
They sell beers there.
To work. They opened up a liquor store in the side of it. Like,
dead set.
Yeah, full on. But the cool room, do you remember the old boss's office there?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So that's
what around with a girl in there.
That's what they ripped out to put the liquor area in.
Oh, good. That was a fucking wasted area anyway.
Yeah. So they've thrown in a liquor area, but as you can imagine, it's not a big space, and it's a tiny little cool room. Now, they will stock occasionally, like, I like things like your Fat Yaks, your Byron Bays.
I haven't had a Fat Yak in forever.
Yeah, that's more my go. I tend to go for the ones that are a bit more European-y in taste.
I like a Fat Yak, don't get me wrong, but I find it's very heavy, so I can't drink as many of them. If I want to sit in for a good session, I can't drink a Fat Yak. If I want to have, like, 2 beers over lunch, I'll have a Fat Yak.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I've always been more the first beer I drank was Guinness.
You always like a heavier beer, 100%.
I was a Guinness drinker when I was like 16. My favorite Squires beer, your favorite Squires beer is 150 Lashes. Mine is Golden Ale, and Golden Ale's much heavier. Yeah. So I tend to like the beers that are more like a meal kind of thing.
Yeah, and I like the fruity shit.
Yeah, I don't get me wrong, I like the fruity shit too, but it's a different setting. Like, I like the light, summery, fruity stuff. Like I said, when it's a fucking hot day and you're having a barbecue and shit, I like that.
That's when I drink my beers, though.
Sure, but I drink beers every time. So,
fair enough.
For example, a middle of winter beer would be like your heavier Golden Ale.
Yeah, heavy, fair call. Yeah,
and it doesn't have to be even ice cold. Not room temperature. Obviously, cold beer is cold beer. But that's when you're like your heavier beers, like your stouts and your Guinnesses and stuff. That's when they come into their own, is when it's fucking bit chilly outside. So, and I prefer the cold, So So I like the lighter beers, but the heavier stuff. other American beers, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had enough of them. There's ones like Blue Moon. Have you ever had Blue Moon?
I haven't had Blue Moon. No. What did I try when I was in the? I tried everything I possibly could when I was in the US.
Have you had a Sam Adams?
I had a Sam Adams that was horrible.
Yeah,
so bad.
Yeah, weren't a fan. Yeah,
no, I wasn't a fan at all. Definitely had that. No matter what, no matter whatever we went, every time we went to a pub, because I went to a pub every night for dinner or whatever.
Yeah,
it was always like, I'll just try any beer I haven't tried.
Yeah,
and once again, always circled back to the Budweiser.
Oh well, the Crowley story. That's the point, right? So they've got a tiny little cooler. Nice, Gary, to get us back to the story.
Back to the story. We tried to wrap up the show 35 minutes ago. It's amazing.
So they've got this tiny little cool room, and I'm looking in there, and they no fat yaks. They've got no furphy stubbies. I like a furphy stubby, Greeno, because I've got a bar
fridge. Haven't had a
furphy. Furphy's nice. It's it's working class Aussie beer though. You know what you're getting.
VB-ish.
It's Tooheys New /VB-ish /4XY. It's all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it though. It's nice. It's a nice drop. It's heavier than like an extra dry, but it's not as heavy as a Guinness. It's a nice in between. But I like the stubbies because you know how I've got the bar fridge here in the studio.
Nice little small
little stubbies. I can fit an extra 2 6-packs in this bar fridge with those small little furphy stubby bottles, as opposed to the fucking tall wanky bottles, Greeno, like a Grolsch or a Heineken. They do them long and skinny. I don't like that. I like a little stubby.
Problem is that you get through those way too quick, and then you got to do a quick rotation. Whereas I'd rather the long beers have the 12 beers in there ready to go, and just do the 6-pack rotation. By the time you finish the next 6-pack, another one's ready to go.
Lucas R in the chat saying Blue Moon is bottled wet dog. The way I drank Blue Moon the first time, incidentally, was by putting salt around the rim.
Like a lipstick suck.
Yeah, sort of, I guess, but for a beer. So that's the way the guy served it to me, and I was like, okay.
If you have to put salt around a beer, don't drink it.
I used to think that with Corona, people put lime in Corona. I used to say, if you have to put a lime in it, it's not fucking worth doing. But now, if I buy a Corona, I'm like, put the fucking lime in there.
Lime in. No, don't wrong. Corona with lime is quite delicious. It's part of the atmosphere, but. Once again, I kind of agree with the people. I'd rather just get a beer that I don't have to put shit in it.
Jenny B in the chat, the orange with the Blue Moon makes me suspicious. They don't trust the Blue Moons, the Americans. They don't like it.
It sounds about right. I don't have to try one of these Blue Moons. You need to get a 6-pack of Blue Moon in for Boxing Day.
Yeah, I can do that.
Try it and then hang shit on it when we come back.
Yeah. I mean, I often buy beers like, your Bee's Knees, for example, Greeno. I'm a big fan of the Bee's Knees. Now, that's a honey-flavored beer. It's brewed with honey.
I don't want honey in my beer, mate. I want my honey in my hot potties. I just don't want it in my beer.
Another one I like is I think it's a Japanese brand, and it's a mango beer, and it is
I've had that.
Fucking good.
Oh, I've had that one.
It is like drinking mango-flavored juice. I'm not joking.
It is. It's nectar of the gods. It's so good. I know the beer you're talking about. I've had it. Delicious.
Like not long ago, myself, the Lady Boogs, and we took our 2 girls, Greeno, the two puppers. We took them on a weekend away, and it pissed down raining the whole weekend. That's when you came down and met us, right?
Yeah.
Down at the beach. So we took a case of, the Lady Boogs was like, what do you want to take? What do you want to drink? And I'm like, you know what? Let's get those fucking mango beers again. They're like $80 a case, but who cares? Let's fucking go for it because we're having a weekend away. Let's have some fun. Let's get some good beer and enjoy it. And she's like, so how much should we take? And I'm like, look, if we drink more than a case, we also took like fucking a dozen bottles of wine and stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm like, look, if we get through all that and drink a whole case of beer in one night, because we got there on Friday afternoon and then we were leaving on Sunday afternoon and it rained all weekend. And I'm like, look, if we drink them in one night, then there's something wrong with us. Greeno.
Something's wrong.
Okay, so that was Friday night. These mango beers, they're like drinking fucking child's juice boxes. They are so 100%. Good. And they're so light and you don't even realize how fast you fucking smash these fucking mango beers down. They are insanely good. Maybe it's something in our genetics as Australian because mango is just a taste that we are fucking drawn to. There's a famous Rodney Rude line, Greeno. The day that they make a mango taste like a vagina, I'll fuck off to Queensland and sit there and eat fucking mangoes all day. so we're drinking these fucking mango beers.
Oh, wait. So I don't mean to interrupt. Do you reckon the show's going to go on for a little bit more?
How much more? Do you want to get another beverage, do you?
I was gonna get a beer. I haven't had a beer yet.
Okay, you haven't had one yet. Get a beer, mate. Fucking get.
All right. Well, yeah, I just want to know. It's already like 11:15.
All right, I'll get a beer. I'll get a beer. You get a beer, and in the meantime, we'll play Marnus Labuschagne saying no run for 10 hours straight. Okay.
I like it.
Okay. That was a good delivery, Ollie.
The best no run from Marnus yesterday was a ball that literally went like 4 meters
behind
over his head.
Yeah,
it was over his back.
Slapped into the keeper's gloves, and he goes, no run.
No run. Fucking so good. Sorry,
you know, the Lady Boogs isn't a massive cricket fan, but I explained that no run to her, and she fucking laughed because I'm like, of course no run. It went straight to the keeper. Like, of course no. Like, you don't have to announce no run when it goes to the keeper. And he's still like, no run.
That's why Marnus is currently my favourite player in Test cricket.
I love him. I loved him. I remember you and I having an argument about Marnus Labuschagne when he first came in like 5 years ago, and I was like, I like him a lot. And you're like, nah, I don't know, because he's a bit of an uppity prick. He's up himself a bit. Greeno doesn't like the arrogant strutters so much as I do. I like him.
That is fucking a flat out lie, sir.
No, you didn't like Marnus.
Let's go back to the podcast, and I'll tell you why I know I like Marnus. Is because firstly, we found his name amusing, and it was when we used to do the Sheffield Shield rap back at the radio station.
Oh, he was killing it.
And he was killing it during the season. We were like trying to annoy our listeners by doing Sheffield Shield stats.
That's right.
So
and we're like, who is this Labuschagne?
Well, like, this Labuschagne guy is amazing. He was killing it. And then we became Marnus fans. Then he did nothing for years. And then he killed it from then on in. Sorry, you were talking about Weekend Away and
the mango beers, Greeno.
Mango beers.
So we paid $80 for a carton of these mango fucking beers, which you can swallow like lolly water. They're ridiculous. They're like passion pop. And I'm like, look, if we can't like make one case of beer last basically a day and a half from the time we get there to the time we leave, then there's something wrong with us, Greeno. We got there
can I put an asterisk on this?
Yes.
Now, if you're gonna put those parameters on it, one case of beer from that time to that time, you need a bedtime, right?
You need a bedtime, yes.
You need a bedtime. You need to put some parameters in relation to the bedtime. If you guys go to bed at a regular hour, like, hey, we're going to get there at 8, we'll have a couple of beers, bed at 10:30, wake up in the morning, we'll have brekkie, we'll go some lunch, go for a run, blah, blah, kick on the beers, post-lunch, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Different story. Now, day one, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
What time did you and the Lady Boogs go to bed?
I don't even know.
6 a.m., I believe, was the answer.
No, I don't know if it was 6. It was
pretty close to sunrise.
It was pretty late, yeah. It was pretty fucking late. And that was never the plan. Like, the plan was to go to bed at a decent time, get up early and take the dogs to the beach, because we got a house that was like literally 30 seconds walk from the beach for that reason. So we could take the doggos to the beach and give them a run around and, get in there and chase them in the water and get them used to the water and used to the beach and off leash, of course, just running around and let them loose, let them open up a bit, They love to run, these fucking dogs. So they need to run.
Boy, do they run when fucking I saw them.
Oh, they ran. Yeah, they ran right up the end of the beach. Remember that? And
like,
Greeno's daughter is like little 5-year-old sweetheart chasing after them up the beach. And we're like, and it was so funny because Greeno's like looking over concerned for his daughter. And I'm like, hang on, where are the dogs? We can find the daughter will come back. We can find her dogs? Easy enough. Yeah. Where are the dogs? So, no, it was fucking fun, man. So, so we're drinking these mango beers. I'm like, look, you know what? If we can't make a case last a fucking day and a half, there's something fucking wrong with us. Greeno, I was up after going to bed very, very late the night before. I reckon I was up at like, say, I'm going to call it like 7 a.m., 7 to 7:38, because I'm always an early riser. If I go to bed late, I'm gonna get 1 hour sleep or 2 hours sleep
problem,
and still get up early. It's just in me, right? So I was up at 7 a.m. and I was in the car, cigarette, Red Bull in the car, down to the shops, Greeno, for 8 a.m. when the bottle shop opened to get some more piss.
Nice, Gary!
8 a.m. the next morning. Nice,
Well
Gary.
done, sir.
Yeah.
Well done.
How do you like that?
We forgot to talk about the Boogie birthday bonanza last week. How was your birthday, mate? All right. Did you get the German sausages this year?
Did I get the what now?
The German sausages. That's normally the Boogie tradition.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You got a wide spread of like a random German sausage.
It normally is, but this year, it was like one of your Christmases. I was driving between people's houses this year, just through circumstance. Like, I don't like big birthdays anymore, and maybe it's an age thing. All I want to do for my birthday is stay home and like pat my dogs and cook dinner and spend time with my wife and watch TV or something. Then that's
cerebral, sir. Cerebral. I'm at that point now where similar kind of scenario. Wife was like, "Oh, are you going to do something big for your 40th? Like a couple of years time?" I'm like, "No, like I'd rather just sit here and no one know it's my birthday." To be honest,
Is that an age thing, or are we just losers like that?
I think we're losers, but at the same time, I think it's also
an age thing. So we're old losers too.
We're old losers, combination of two things. Like last year, we went down and got some fresh prawns from like right near the ocean, and just smashed them down. Once again, I know you're not a big fan of I know Lady Bugs is not a fan of seafood, but we had these beautiful fresh prawns, and that's all we ate for lunch, and that's all we did. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I just want to get some fresh prawns, smash them down, have a couple of beers.
To be honest, the only time I eat prawns now is Christmas Day, and it's because I force my mother-in-law to buy them, like a fucking big pile of them, because I get pissed at her if she doesn't. Literally. And she's like, the only reason I buy these now is because of you. And so I force her basically to buy this big pile of prawns, and so I can sit there and peel them and put rock salt on them, Greeno, and have a cold beer with and they're in ice, right? So they're served in a bowl of ice, these prawns, and you're fucking cooked, obviously. And you de-peel them, de-shell them. Americans wouldn't know what to fucking do with a prawn, Greeno. They wouldn't have any fucking idea. We don't put prawns on the barbie. Nobody here puts prawns on the barbie.
Ever.
No one. You boil them, right, until they turn pink and red, and then you fucking put them on ice and you let them cool down, and then you eat them. That's what we do.
You just buy them already cooked, and you're good to go.
That's right. Yeah. We buy them already cooked, and they're like what, $35 a kilo or something.
There or thereabouts. Yeah, spot on.
Yeah, and your Tiger King prawns, Greeno, they're up in the
40s. Don't get the small shit. Yeah, you got to get the big boys.
Oh, but the small ones are tastier, don't you reckon?
No, I find it depends.
Not prawn cocktail size.
There's a perfect size.
Yeah,
not perfect size.
Not prawn cocktails. I'm not talking about the tiny little ones that you put in a little
see, I don't want those
salad.
small ones because I need to eat 1,000 of them to be full. Yeah. Whereas I want those ones that are not, because if they're too big, they're not juicy enough.
Yeah.
But if they're too small, they're just too tough. I need that kind of happy medium.
Yeah, and that's why you've got to shell them yourself, because if you cook them, if you
don't buy the pre-cooked.
Oh no, don't buy the ones that are already shelled and like frozen in a bag. They're disgusting. You've got to have them cooked but fresh, and you've got to rip the fucking head off. You've got to rip the tail off. Do you
rip the head off? If you don't smell like prawns for the next 3 days, you haven't done Christmas
exactly. Right. Your hands should smell like rotten fish. Stray cats should be, following you down the road. Because you stink like fish so much. That's the proper Australian way to eat fucking prawns. Not only shrimp on the. I don't even know where shrimp on the barbie came from. Nobody puts them on the barbecue.
Paul Hogan thing.
Was it?
Yeah. It was some
Paul Hogan show.
Yeah, like back in the 70s, where they're like, put a shrimp on the barbie, blah blah blah. No one ever does it. Maybe they did in the 70s. They sure as shit don't do it now.
Well, they didn't. I'm pretty sure as shit they didn't call it shrimp in the 70s either. So
no, well, they didn't. It was always prawns in Australia.
It was always prawns.
The US ad.
Yeah.
I want to write a Christmas book one day of your in-laws prawn experience. I remember you telling me a story probably about 6 years ago now, where you were telling me I think you had lunch first, but then in the back end of the day you went to the in-laws and they bought the prawns specifically for you.
Yes.
But you've been working all night.
Yeah.
So you arrived, you ate all the prawns, and you're like, all right, guys, I'm out. I'm going to bed.
That's right.
Like, what do you mean?
Nice, Gary.
I'm out. I'm done.
Done.
I've literally. I worked last night. I haven't slept in 38 hours. I need to go to bed.
Exactly.
I'm like, so you just here for the prawns? Like, yeah, mate.
Yep.
And you just ate the prawns. I want to write a Christmas book.
I did have a couple of beers with the prawns.
Yeah, with the prawns. And you're like, Uncle Boog's Prawny Christmas.
The very prawny Christmas.
Where you do your bin run during the night. That's how the story starts.
Yeah.
Uncle Boog smashes down some Red Bulls in the middle of the story. Yeah. And the grand finale, kind of like the crescendo is you smashing down the prawns and the beers.
It was a dirty.
And the grand finale is you having a peaceful sleep. Because the Christmas story is always going to be happy throughout.
I went to bed early and I woke up fresh for the fucking Boxing Day test.
Boxing Day test. That is an Australian Christmas story if I've ever heard one.
That's it.
That's the book I want to write.
That's right, because we've been talking about the Ashes a lot tonight, Greeno. Yeah. The most famous test match in Australia is every year the Boxing Day test. Now, Jenny B in the chat before was asking, she was Googling Boxing Day. They don't do Boxing Day in America. They do Boxing Day in Canada, Greeno, but not in America.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, what do they do? So do you have Christmas? You have a big day. You go to work the next day.
Well, say they don't understand. So they mock the concept of Boxing Day because they don't do it in the States. But here in Australia, I can't speak for Canada. I don't know what the situation is in Canada. But here in Australia, Boxing Day is also a public holiday. So you get 2 days. It's not just, I think in the States, they only get Christmas Day. And then it's back to work. No, here we get Christmas Day and the day after. Because we're such piss tanks.
Yeah.
So even the politicians even the horrible, tyrannous politicians who would like to lock us in our homes, Greeno, and force us to scan into every building we go into, even they accept, no, the day after Christmas, Australians are fucking useless. They're not doing anything. No,
write it off.
They're
Call it a public
all
holiday.
hungover.
Yeah.
It wasn't uncommon growing up to see people walking around on Christmas night. I'm going to say like 9, 10 o'clock at night, just walking around carrying a box of beer, Greeno, in the streets. How much did you? I saw plenty of that when I was a kid. And like blokes, they wouldn't even put it in an esky. They would just put the box of beer on the front lawn and just start ripping the beers out. And it's like they're not even cold, Like, just start sinking the piss. Christmas in Australia, Greeno.
That's it. Welcome to the country.
Nice, Gary.
Nice, Gary. What a fucking hell of a show this has been, mate.
Been a cracker. Should we wrap it up here?
Should we get out of here? Is there any other business to cover? Are you coming alone on Boxing Day or are you bringing the famille?
Bring the famille.
Okay, you bringing the famille. That changes things.
Does it?
Yeah, because we have a furniture situation at the moment.
Well,
we have to find a way. Well, I'm thinking we'll put out a blanket. Yeah, I know. We'll put out a blanket with some toys. Bring some toys with you or something.
We don't bring toys, dude. We're already packing a car for fucking 2 days.
Okay.
The kids will be right. If you've got an iPad.
Yeah, but I don't want the fucking kids touching it.
Well, that's your trade-off. You either fucking provide an iPad or toys, man.
Okay, I've got to provide toys.
No, toys or an iPad. Take your pick.
Hang on. I've got 2 dogs now. They'll do. No. They're toys.
Not for fucking 8 hours. It won't.
Mm-hmm. I was glad your little bloke was getting very adjusted with the doggos last time we met. He was very comfortable by the end. He was walking right up and letting them lick him on the face and everything.
It was all right. He was getting there. He's he does all right now. He's moved on from his very fucking horrid fear of anything animals. So that's all right.
That was very encouraging.
Yeah, but you definitely need to provide some either a screen or toys. That's the 2 options.
Okay. Well, we got a screen in the bedroom. Maybe they can sit on the bed and watch cartoons or something.
Yeah, no. If you've got like an ABC iView,
yeah, definitely got that.
You are sweet. You're a good. And don't get me wrong, the Lady Boogs loves hanging with the kids.
Yes, she does. So you reckon we fucking put her in babysitter?
Me and you in the lounge room, and Lady Boogs and Lady Greeno and the kiddies can go off to the bedroom.
So you reckon we put the women and the children in the bedroom? Maybe put lock them in there, Greeno. Lock them in. So
I don't think locks will be necessary.
They can text us when they want something like fresh water or some kind of protein.
Like we're not. I'd rather text them and be like, "Hey, we need a refill."
We'll let you out of the bedroom, but only directly to the fridge. And
Directly
then
to the
lounge.
fridge.
No, don't worry. I'm going to cut out the middleman and have the esky in the lounge.
You got the esky in the middle. We're sweet.
Yeah, so we don't even need them. We don't even need the women. But who's going to bring us our snacks, Greeno? Who's going to bring us our snacks if we lock them in the bedroom? Uber Eats.
I might leave the wife and kids at the my folks' place then.
Yeah.
We'll find something. We'll work something
fucking leave them there. What are you gonna? You can't drop the wife and kids off at your folks' house and come and drink beer and watch cricket with your mate.
I don't think
you can do that at Christmas.
No. Now here's the thing. If my wife and your wife didn't get along, that would be the scenario. Problem is, my wife wants to come along and see you guys. It's a
shame. It's a shame they're friends.
It's a shame that we all kind of get along. I can't just go, you stay here, it'll be fine. I'll go hang out with Damon. Nah, but it's all sorted. We'll be all good. The wife said, well, obviously she and the kids are going to come over because they want to see you guys anyway. And then if we want to hang out longer, she'll go back to mum and dad's place, and then me and you get to hang out for a bit.
And we'll sing some piss and watch cricket, Greeno.
Exactly. Sounds good.
And don't worry, we've got the dogs. The dogs will keep the kids entertained all day. That's what they're there for.
Trust me. You don't have kids, man. They got the attention span.
You don't have dogs.
No.
Let's see. I don't know nothing about kids. You don't know nothing about dogs. All right.
The dogs will keep
together.
We've
For
fucking
fucking
6
fixed
minutes.
This. We've fixed
Trust me.
Fixed it. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I got to piss.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
All good.
Hell of a show. Hell of a year. Good on you, man.
That's it. This is meant to be a short one. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys in the new year.
Bye-bye.
We'll always be bosom buddies, friends, sisters, and pals. We'll always be bosom buddies. If life should reject you, there's me to protect you.
If I say that your tongue is vicious,
if I call you uncouth,
it's simply that.
Who else but a bosom buddy will sit down and tell you the truth?